Sorry, I had to bribe Brent for there to be a show today. So you're welcome. I'm joking. I'm joking. Apologies, I faced some challenges this morning. To the glory of God, we are here.
Amen.
Hallelujah. Happy Friday. It is Friday. It is the 21st of March, 2025. It's crazy that we're actually in 2025.
Yes.
There was a time we were in 2008 and 2001, 2000. And you know, like when TV shows talk about, oh yeah, in the year 2024. And we've been there, done that, past it now.
Past it.
Crazy.
For you, was lockdown just the other day?
Yes.
Yeah,
It still feels like the other day, but it was actually half a decade ago. It's 5 years ago.
It was such a moment in time, innit?
It was such a time.
We lived through it.
We actually lived
It
through
felt
it.
like yesterday.
It does feel like yesterday.
What else feels like yesterday? The Queen dying?
Yeah, that feels like last year.
Unaliving now, innit?
I don't say unaliving. But do you have to say it on TikTok because they'll block your account?
Ah.
That's why people say it.
Okay.
They're not dying. They say it's for killing. Dying is okay.
Okay. So we can say dying?
Huh?
We can say dying?
Yeah, you can say dying, but you can't say kill.
Okay.
Or murder. Actually, no, you can say murder.
So you can't say Kill Bill?
He's Kill Bill.
Oh, you haven't watched
it's SZA's song.
No, it's a movie.
No, I never watched that.
All right.
I don't think I watch. Prone to watching things that got killed in it.
No,
I'm prone to watching things that got murder in it. To kill a woman.
Wow.
Oh, To Kill a Mockingbird. I never read that.
What did you read in English lit?
Macbeth.
I did too.
Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet, Jane Eyre.
What did you learn about Macbeth? And Jane Eyre. Jane Eyre was a classic.
Jane Eyre at the time was weird.
For you?
Yeah.
Because you couldn't read, you were learning English. I don't know how that was.
No, it's your spirit. Sure. I didn't even have to tell you to tell me what you were thinking this time. This is all you, King. No. Jane Eyre was weird. I guess, to be fair though, because I came here when I was in year 9. I had done year 9 in Nigeria, but I'm like, in my year, I'm the last one that turns the next age. Do you get me?
Year 9?
Yeah.
You came to this country and started speaking English in year 9?
Yeah, that was when I learned English.
Wow.
You
just did eye rolly?
Why would I have... What do you think we speak in Nigeria?
Your language.
We're colonized.
Fair.
People speak English, and our schools are English-speaking schools.
Fair.
Unless you go to like a traditional, like if you go to like a Muslim school, I don't know if they might speak Arabic then maybe, but I don't know. Like a lot of schools are English.
Why was Tolly learning English when she came to the country?
I don't think Tolly ever said she was learning English. I think there are words that there's words that you might mispronounce because of your Nigerian accent, but that happens in every accent.
Why does she always say that it's her second language?
Because at home you speak Yoruba and stuff. Yeah, maybe at home she speaks Yoruba and stuff like that. So, but also though, it feels weird claiming Yoruba as my second language because it's my mother tongue. Like I can, it's the tribe I'm from, so I can speak it. But I don't rank it in terms of first or second English. If anything, I make jokes of like, oh, English is my second language, but it's not. I learned English the same time I was learning Yoruba.
Serious?
Fun enough. Igbo as well, but I dropped that ages ago. I don't know one thing.
Igbo and Yoruba?
And French.
And French?
I learned French when I was a kid in Nigeria, actually.
And you didn't hold on to anything?
No, when I came here, I just found Spanish a bit more interesting. So I took on Spanish instead. But they wanted me to take on French. I was like, oh, you've been learning since... And I was like, no.
You wanted?
No.
No.
And then, I wanted to learn Spanish. And I thought Spanish was... I still want to learn Spanish, but I just don't have the time. I should probably just get Duolingo, actually, and just do as I go, to be fair.
Amy was doing that, I think. She was learning Portuguese.
My sister learns Japanese.
Yeah.
And like on Japanese, like she does. So when you're with her, you just start hearing some Japanese, and it's a Duolingo and stuff, and she's just repeating it to that and all that kind of stuff.
What did you hear?
You just hear Japanese.
Try to repeat it.
I'm definitely not. I'm not the one with a subscription for Japanese. I was going to say for Japan.
Can
for
you
Japanese
ask
music.
her to send me a voice note, please?
Of her speaking Japanese, I will do. And I've got that cousin that speaks Chinese.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's viral on Instagram and stuff.
Why do you have so many cousins that do things?
We've got a big family. I come from a legendary family. I just don't talk about it a lot.
Yeah. So the other day you said that you reminded me that your father was a very important person.
Can't be my father.
That just makes you an important person by default. When are you going to...
My grandfather.
Oh, your grandfather.
So my grandfather's brother is Ajala the Traveller. He's the one who travelled around the world on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Then my granddad as well. He was a prince.
Yeah.
Actually, I had the crown in a house. It was so beautiful.
Seriously, you don't have any
The,
pictures?
the royal family didn't get their mitts on that one. Beautiful.
Where are the pictures?
I never took
It
pictures.
didn't happen. It didn't happen.
That's okay. I don't need you to believe me. And then yeah, so I'm technically a princess by default.
Literally.
Yeah, literally.
So when Gina's there talking about princess, you're like, been there, done that.
I don't say all of that.
But you don't say anything at all.
Yeah,
You're
I
just
don't
letting
really
her give, have a shine, and you're there sitting
I don't
there,
care for these things.
roiled up.
Roiled up. That sounds wild. I don't care about these things, man. But I get if I lived in, I feel like if I still stayed in Nigeria, these things will count because in Nigeria, like titles and all these things mean stuff. Like if you're from, so basically, people like to know what family you you come from.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, who are you? And it's like, oh, so what do your people do, kind of thing. So funny. I'm like,
and then you say royalty.
no, I don't. I just say Ajala family.
And it rings out.
Yeah, it should.
Well,
It's nice. My granddad was great though, and he was a advisor.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah.
I kept saying you told me. You told everybody.
That's okay.
I just
You were there.
Yeah.
So technically, I told you too.
So he was really basically, in the air of the.
And I tell you, he was a soldier. He was in the military.
And a soldier.
Yeah, he was a colonel.
A what?
It's colonel. Colonel.
Nail it.
Yeah, I think it's colonel.
Okay.
Yeah, it's colonel. It's not colonel. It's spelled colonel. I find that word very funny.
Yeah.
But it's colonel.
Cool.
I believe.
Did you have picture? Huh?
Do I have pictures of what? My granddad in his uniform?
Yeah.
Yeah, my phone. I'm not showing it.
How is he going
Actually,
to war
I do have
when
one
it
with
is
the crown.
royalty, man? Oh, you have the crown.
No, I don't have a picture of the crown, but I had a picture of him
Wearing
the crown.
Then you got a picture of the crown.
Fair enough, but I'm not showing everybody.
No, they don't need to see.
What year are we in?
We're in 25.
Yes, that's it. Let's see if I can find it.
Sorry about this, y'all. I'm apologizing because I'm the only person going to be seeing this.
Oh no, it's not the crown. It's just with his he had a
like a
custom hat with this title on it.
Like somebody made it?
Yeah, but
the cardboard?
only a king would get it. You wouldn't have one.
Oh, okay.
I don't have one. But no, it's like, do you know like the traditional hats that the men wear when they're in their traditional wear?
Yes.
It's called a filler.
Yes.
So he had that, but he had his thingy on.
Okay.
On it as well. Oh, I miss him so much. So lovely. Anyway, yeah. What were we talking about before? Oh, how did we get here? The years going by.
I asked you, like, what other things feel like yesterday?
My waist looks so small in the video.
Oh, well done.
Hallelujah. God did.
We have some
You said, what did I do?
from Davina. I'm sorry.
What from Davina?
Davina just said she got some good news. Let's see what it is.
What's up, Davina? Good news. My daughter has had a follow-up with her cardiologist. Her heart operation was nearly 1 year ago. Her heart is functioning as normal. Second hole closed and heart back to a normal size. Yay. God is good. Well done, babe. I can't imagine. Like that's a lot to deal with.
Yeah, it is.
But well done, Davina. And your partner as well. Yeah. And baby girl for fighting. Love that. That's a strong babe.
Yeah, may God continue giving you strength.
Amen. Amen.
I love.
You want to greet the people or?
Yes, let's do a roll call. Before I do the roll call, I'm going to let y'all know on Wednesday, because it looks like everybody wants to have a community service on Wednesday. I've got all of these particular options and everybody's saying, yep. I haven't given you a choice, but... So by Wednesday, please watch Adolescence, because that is going to be riddled with spoilers. I'm going to be saying this 2 more times in this show.
Oh.
And God willing, I'm even going to put up a picture on Instagram, Discord, and YouTube. Hold me to that, please. I'm going to tell everybody, come Wednesday, we are going to have a spoiler episode of Adolescence. And I hope, in fact, I know.
In the evening, right?
In the evening. In the evening, 7 p.m.
I might come. Am I invited?
In the evening, of course you're invited.
I feel like
The party only
community
starts when you
services-
arrive, princess.
that's right. But I feel like I'm not invited to community service. Like, it doesn't feel like my thing.
So why do you...
TDA is my
I like
thing.
doing these
Of course you
things,
do.
these
Love a
times.
therapy
If
session.
people say they feel a certain way, I'm like, why do you feel
Why
that
do
way?
you feel that? I don't know. I just feel like it's like it's because it's not exactly TDA. It feels like the communities.
So it feels like you're bum rushing it. So you need
I don't know what
permission
bum rushing means.
gate crashing.
Yeah, let's use that word.
Yeah. So basically, you feel like you need to get permission from the community in order to basically attend.
It's not from the community. Because the people that would say no are people I definitely don't want to hear from. So no, not from the community.
There are different rules in community service. Like there's no hierarchy, so anybody can get it. So basically what I'm saying is, whoever you buck hair, right? They can speak to you all how.
No, but you know what it is, yeah?
Without repercussion.
No, they can't. Nobody can ever.
No, but that's
speak to me.
the rules of community service.
No, my rule, no, my life. Your rules clash with the rules of my personal life, so that can't run. But no, I feel like so with TDA, for example, I can gatekeep. I'm on one today this week. I'm here for it. I love this honest me.
Yes.
I'm just tired of dealing with bullshit now. I can gatekeep who comes through this door for TDA.
100%.
I absolutely can. I've got the power to do that. I was given it,
100%.
and I'm running with it.
100%.
However, with community service, I'm like, alright, cool. I will tolerate people on community service that I don't like, that I wouldn't want to see on TDA.
I still wouldn't do certain invitations. If I know you can't.
That's fair. But then I will be like, okay, fair. That's fair. You can do that. Don't get it twisted though. If I wanted to pull strings to gatekeep twice,
That's what I just
could.
said. I will still not invite people if I know you're coming.
yeah, but that's fair though. But
That is still gatekeeping, 100%.
yeah, but then I'm also a team player, and so if I know there's going to be a great show because someone's bringing certain expertise, regardless of whether I like them or not, it wouldn't be an issue for me to sit down with them and have a conversation with them.
What did you use after
Expertise.
I am a
team player.
you what?
I'm a team player.
What's that mean?
I'm not a team player.
What does that mean?
I do things for the greater good.
Oh, okay.
What
I
do
thought
you
it meant
think
something
it's-
different in
What do you think it meant?
Yoruba?
Yeah, because that was Yoruba. What do you think it meant?
What?
What do you think team player means?
Tim who? Who's Tim?
What do you think team player means?
I think I believe it means
What do you believe it means?
what it says in the tin.
So did you think I said tin player?
No.
What do you think I said?
Exactly what you thought. I think you said.
Tin player.
Nope. I know you said team player.
But what do you think a team player means?
The same thing you're suggesting that you're implying.
I don't know. My brain is blank. I don't know what you think.
That's okay.
I don't know what you could possibly think it means, other than what it means.
I'm not confused as to what it means. I was just double taking when you said you're what.
But why do you think I'm
said it
not?
comfortably.
Why do you think I'm not?
I'm just pulling your leg, just joshing.
Are you sure?
I'm just joshing.
I'm the biggest team player in this room.
The biggest. You live team play
Anyway,
every day.
I don't know when you say team player. I don't think I like that.
No.
No.
All right.
Sounds crazy. But anyway, yeah. But it's not a bad thing.
Nah, it's not a bad thing.
Like I don't experience FOMO,
Yeah.
which is such a blessing.
Neither do I.
Like it's such. You know, that's a talent. That's a skill. That is a blessing to not experience FOMO.
Yeah.
The amount of things people do for the sake of FOMO is wild.
Yeah. Name one thing.
Like going to events you don't want to be at, and like because everyone is going to be there. Going and like doing things or watching things because everybody else is watching it.
Shout out Adolescence.
Big up them. They weren't even in this. Like I'm so proud. I'm so happy for that little boy. I heard he's got a movie. I remember Margot Robbie or something like that. I want his like, and he's just a normal guy, you know. They didn't want a actual actor. They just wanted someone that would bring. This is you have to be ready when the opportunity
Don't
comes.
drop any spoilers in it because I've heard that he's played a blinder, and I heard there's now a race component that is happening online.
It was one
with the
person,
discourse.
one stupid person. I just said it.
So I definitely
They wanted a black Muslim boy to be the one who played there
Oh, serious?
because someone
because of
yes.
what happened in the show.
Yeah.
All right, I'm looking forward to it now.
Versus Britain. But no, I'm not spoiling anything. I'm just talking about the guy. Like all the acting was just phenomenal. That's why I don't even know if you should watch it sped up because you need that. So basically, apparently, it's like a lot of it was. I think all of it. I'm not sure if all of it, but it was a one take. Like some of the most intense scenes was a one take thing.
Okay.
And then there was even moments I'm seeing with the interviews coming up and stuff like that. There was moments where they're following the concept of the script.
Yes.
But the conversations are just, it's a free, whatever it's called. I don't know what the artistic word is. Do you get what I mean? So you just, like, in every silence, you feel the silence. It's honestly a great piece of work. Why are you smiling over there?
Not because I got a message, because I hope it isn't.
How could you get a message?
Really good. I'm smiling because I think I initially pictured you saying the entire thing was shot one take. I'm thinking impossible. Unless it's done, like the entire show is based on one day. Mm-hmm. And the entire day wasn't even shown.
Improv. Sorry, that's the word. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
But no, there is it. Let me see. Let me Google it. I'm sure it was one take. I don't think it was all of it, but I heard majority of it was one take.
Yeah, I saw a couple scenes that they had one take shots in it. But to have did it was it nighttime at all? Any of the shots nighttime? Shots in the night?
No, in the morning. I know what nighttime shots are, you mug. I'm trying to think whether I was trying to think of the nighttime scenes, but no, they were. But I think it's the most intense ones. Hold on, wait. Shot in one take. I can't believe you called me a non-team player.
To be honest, I actually did that so that you'll be set nicely for the rest of the day. As in spicy.
Yeah, because that's what I needed.
Well, it's the end of the week. Might as well give him something.
How about you give me a rest? that occur to you? So okay. So each long hour episode was filmed entirely in one take,
Each episode?
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense.
4 episodes, yeah.
All right, cool. So...
To be fair, I could tell one of Ashley Waters' scenes was showing one take, chow.
Oh, you could tell?
So he was breathing heavy. He had to run.
That's good.
And it was, but like, you know, sometimes when you watch things, when you watch films and series and stuff where they're running, they're never out of breath, and it's not reality. It doesn't matter how great a runner you are, you will be at some, like, you will breathe. So I just really appreciated that. As someone that goes to the gym, I just really appreciated the fact that he was like, whew! It's like, what? That's what I do every day. Anyway.
Well,
it was great.
I'm going to find some time. I will. And I'm hearing people saying don't watch it on sped up.
Yeah, I think you need to take it in, man.
I can still take it in like that.
Actually, no. Do you know what? I think you can watch the whole thing on sped up except episode 3.
Okay.
Except episode 3. That's a very, very important episode.
Okay.
I don't think you should watch that one sped up.
Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to the conversation. Obviously, our illustrious Dr. Amani is going to be in.
Absolutely.
As per usual, anybody in the community who would like an opportunity to join us in the studio on that evening, please hit me up on Discord, on email, or on Instagram. Hit me up and we'll get it sorted.
Lovely.
It's gonna be good.
Lovely.
It's gonna be.
Hopefully, I can be here. If I've done what I need to do, or my tasks are for next week, I should be able to be here.
Is it a surprise? As in,
what my tasks are?
No, you
showing up.
No.
Oh no, it's not so bad. I've said it a few times on here. I just haven't said the exact date.
Cool. That would be a good send off, though.
People's business. It wouldn't actually.
It would, 100%.
Yeah, I'll be here actually.
Yeah.
The way my brain works, if I know I have to be here, then I will do things to make sure that I'm here.
That's how I work as well.
So I'll be here.
That's how I work as well.
So whoever's wanting to come, see you here. See you here, darling. Anyways, we've got a few dilemmas. Oh, we're gonna read headlines first and then go dilemmas, right? First of all, Iman's keen in the chat.
No, let us leave the headlines for Emmanuel to do.
Yeah?
Yeah, let him come and be out of breath and give us the give us the headlines.
So let's go asking for a friend?
Let's go asking for a friend. We've got quite a few.
There's a lot.
A few.
Ciao.
And let me see where
I'm still scrolling. And I like that you break up and you color code them.
Yes,
it's nice. Yes. Otherwise. All right, Brent, are you ready?
Yes.
The first person is a lady and she's 24. I feel like I feel like I keep drifting away from friends because I have a very boring, basic, unproblematic life. Sometimes I lie because I'm scared of my friends thinking my life is so boring and them thinking I'm boring also. I'm also scared that because of my basic, boring life, they will hang around me less or not see me as that friend to hang around with because I'm just on surface level. The funny one, but not the one to tell secrets to or hang around with, etc. Is lying always a bad thing? Is lying to protect yourself from embarrassment a bad thing? Have you ever felt the way I felt? I actually have.
Oh,
I've actually felt like, not of like, anyway, let me slow my roll, my honesty. No, but I actually felt like I'm the boring person.
sorry, Esther. Can you just pause that? Anybody who wants to basically help us with these dilemmas, please jump on the Discord. I don't think we've ever done that before.
We have.
Yeah?
It's certain ones where people have called in because it's so juicy they need to get their opinions.
Okay. Well,
But this would be a good one to get help with.
I
So
would
please
like
jump on Discord.
unsolicited opinions. So please, if it is that you want to help us, because we are the only people here.
We are.
Yeah, jump in.
Jump
Sorry,
on it.
Go on.
Where's that song from? Oh, Will Smith. Yeah, I've actually felt like the boring person. Why are you, what? Oh, good.
Come on. Come on.
Do you remember that guy, that video? He was like, let's fucking have it. I love that video so much. I can't explain it. It's just the way he says it. But anyway, yeah, I have had that of like feeling like I'm the boring one. But I don't think, okay, so lying can be bad. Lying can be bad, okay? It's not the most attractive quality.
This is how you've started. Lying can be bad.
Yeah, because sometimes it's good to lie.
Is it? Talk to me.
If you're protecting someone's feelings and you're going to drip feed them information, like I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm just not going to tell you the whole truth right now.
Okay.
Technically, I'm lying.
Okay.
So it can be good things.
That sounds like a delayed delivery. I don't know.
Still lying.
I don't know if that's lying.
But those are the kind of what's it called? The terms and conditions people try. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Lying is lying, man. Stop being silly. But anyway, I don't think that you should lie about the kind of person you are, because essentially, then the idea they know of you as their friend, they don't actually know you as their friend. They don't know what you're really like. Do you get what I mean? So I don't think you should lie about that. I think just be real, and that's how you are. And I think when you're old, as you're growing up, when you're younger, you tend to have the same circle of friends. But the older you get, you start to have different friends for different things. I have friends that I would travel with. I have friends that I would go to brunch with. I have friends that I would do Bible study with. I have friends, do you get what I mean? So you don't always, all your friends don't always have to be your everything. As in, they don't always have to meet all your needs in your life.
Yeah.
So I don't think you should lie about that. I think be honest and just living your truth. If you don't have drama in your life, that's a blessing. Being the friend with drama gets boring very quickly, because there's only so much people can listen to these woes.
These
woes, child. So yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing.
So her first question, is lying a bad thing? You say no.
Occasionally.
No,
I didn't say no. I said yes, no.
Is
Yes-ish, no. No-ish, yes.
Is lying to protect yourself from embarrassment a bad thing?
Not necessarily. No, not necessarily. I would lie to protect myself, to keep myself embarrassment.
Have you ever done it like this week?
This week?
The most recent time is that you've lied to protect yourself from embarrassment. Because sometimes, right, when it is you're in a back and forth with a friend, the lying to protect yourself from embarrassment could look like hella gaslighting.
Yeah. As in, you're gaslighting them or they're gaslighting you? You're
gaslighting them.
Because I'm lying to keep myself embarrassment?
100%.
Well,
I don't want to be caught in the wrong.
That's a you problem.
So I will...
That's not what she's talking about, though. Her embarrassment is different.
I've just pivoted.
No, but her embarrassment is different to taking accountability. What you're talking about is about taking accountability for being wrong in a conversation or whatever the case is.
Yep.
But what she's talking about is, if I just tell them, oh, nothing's going on, they're going to be like, I'm boring. So she spices up her life a little bit.
Yeah, I know about her unique case.
Yeah.
I've paused that for a second.
Of course
to just
find
out.
There are other applications.
There are other applications for this question.
Sure.
Applications for this question.
Got so much time. I've got Pilates.
All right, let's stay on her situation.
Yes.
So she wants to spice up her life in her friend's eyes.
Yeah.
Right? She wants to be part of this particular group, but she needs to make up a character in order to do that.
Yeah.
And if one can maintain that, is that a bad thing? Because then can't it become you?
It's a bad thing,
what
man.
People say, fake it till you make it?
It's a bad thing because that's then
It's tiring for you.
No, not even for me who has to listen to you because I wouldn't know. But I just think it's friendships. Friendship is a form of relationship, and in these things, in these settings, you're meant to be vulnerable. Or you're meant to be honest. I can't imagine finding out that everything I've known about my friend is a lie. And the person I think I know is a lie. This is what happens when people go. I know this sounds extreme, but when people go missing now, and we're trying to describe what they're like, all I know about you is a lie.
Isn't it a balancing act? Because I've known many people
Yeah.
in my youth that have lied about who they were
Yeah.
in order to fit in.
So I think it's weird, man.
And they've kept it up, right?
Yeah, it's weird.
And it became them, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be, the balancing act is what I'm talking about, wouldn't it be what makes that person most happy? What brings them joy? For me, 100%, being myself is my selling point. I want to basically let everybody know I'm not like everybody else.
Yeah.
Right? And if it is, I find
why would the door have been
like
open?
me,
Sorry. You just really tried to open the door.
and he knows.
Yes. Why would it have been open? You did. You put it down first and then you knocked.
My friend, we're supposed to be on air. Can you join us? Because we would love to hear your thoughts on
Your own friendships.
this advice. You've never lied about yourself, have you?
Why did you... You're so dramatic. You know you have to get the headphones first and do his ritual.
I gotta be professional in that.
Did you hear the dilemma?
Somewhat. Something about embarrassment.
Well, you heard about me not being a team player. That's crazy work.
You heard that?
He laughed in the chat.
I wasn't laughing at that. I wasn't laughing at that.
You know you're a consummate team player.
You what?
If everybody only knew what was happening in these TDA studio streets, everybody would be like, Esther is the most team player person there.
I mean, everybody except you. You didn't say it.
You was putting in the
No,
doubt.
Trust me,
I
but
was
you
doing
don't gaslight
I was doing
me.
that to get you spicy on this Friday.
Is this part of you lying to embarrass yourself?
I'm
Exactly.
It's only two of us. It was just two of us. We had to be different people.
We had to be, sure. We didn't have to be. You chose to be.
Hey.
Anyway.
Give me peace. So,
Do you know what? I think it's weird, yeah. What was I going to say now? I think it's weird. Do you know? Okay, no, this is what I think is weird. If you can't be your true self with your friends, you need to get new friends. That's the bottom line. If you think your friends think you're boring, the only reason why you think they're boring is because maybe, I don't know what they do that makes this girl think that she's boring or whatever, but to somebody else in other friendship groups, you're not going to be boring. And that's where I had to come to in me thinking I was boring. Because I just said, but it's not me. I don't want to go out. I don't want to do these things. And I started living in my truth. And my friends came to understand that, when it comes to this, Esther's not the girl to ask. She's not on it.
I am the king and professor of bloody conflating things and maybe, false equivalencies and that, apparently.
Of course
right?
you are.
But what is code switching at work? What is that, really? Is that being yourself?
It's not, though. It's not.
It's not being yourself.
Yeah, but the
right?
thing is, though, people are aware that they code switch, and it's not something that they're happy about because they're very eager to drop that. They can't wait for the second way they get to drop that act. With a friendship, that's longer than you don't clock in. I guess you don't live if you don't live with your friends or whatever the case is. So you do act a certain way, but I just think doing it to earn a check is different to your life. Like when you doing it to earn a check, you're trying to earn a check.
Not that part.
What part?
Only to basically fit into the pub.
But it is to earn a check though.
I'm not talking about earning the check. No, it's just.
No, but if you were yourself, you wouldn't have been hired, and hence you wouldn't earn the check.
No. Forget about to your bosses. Forget about all of that. It's now the social groups within the actual workplace.
Well, why do you think people code switch?
To fit in.
Why?
Because they want life to be comfortable and they think not code switching wouldn't give them what they need.
No, because there's a fear that if you show your real self, you are who you actually are.
There are different reasons for code switching.
No, but there are different reasons, but the end game of code switching is to be accepted at work so you can still have the employment.
No, not just that. Because you can be here and code switch. Forget about that. You can basically code switch in school.
Yeah,
and it's not to be you're fearful that you might get fired.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. But that's the thing. I wouldn't think about code switching at school as code switching. I'll just see that as you trying to fit in.
Why have you decided to basically say that doesn't work in school? That's where you start learning the crap.
What do you mean? Why have I decided to say it?
Sorry,
Because I
I'm
wanted to.
projecting. I'm projecting.
Of course you are.
Obviously, I've come from a different land, right?
Yeah.
I came into this foreign land,
As opposed to
and
the land I
all
came
these people
from.
were completely different. So, remember, I told a story about how my older sister, she basically immediately as she touched down, changed her accent.
Actually, to be fair, it
immediately.
is code switching, isn't it? I think I just personally associate. I'm not saying this is facts and true. What I'm saying is, when I think of code switching, I never associate with school. But when I think about it, actually, it is code switching. But I always just think about it in terms of work.
I even think people who play gangster also,
That is code switching, actually. You're right.
and then they get found out by people like Marks and them.
You're very right.
I don't know why I do stuff like this. I don't know why I do stuff like this.
You are
Like,
right.
it's just
You're
there.
right about that.
It's
It's
just
just there.
there.
Like, but I think you don't have to take it.
I don't.
You don't have to do this. But no, actually, yeah, you're right. This is all code switching, but I don't think. Do you know what it is? I think in certain places I can understand code switching. I can understand code switching at school because you're there for the majority of your life. I can understand code switching at work. I can't understand code switching with friendships, but I think it's because I feel like friendships should be the one thing, like relationships outside of family that you didn't get to choose are things that you get to choose. And it's like you get to, for the most part, you get to curate it to be what it is that you desire. Like I get code switching at school and whatever, but I just don't think you should be code switching in your friendships. I don't think you should code switching in your relationships. It just sounds like hell.
False
There should be your
equivalency
safe spaces.
Alert. Have you ever bit your tongue? Smiled
Have I ever bit my tongue?
when
I
it
bit my
is
tongue 2 minutes ago. 2 minutes ago.
to maintain a friendship, right? To maintain the relationship that you'll have.
Yes, but then I quickly realized how draining it is. And so that's why I've got the opinion I have today, because I spent time doing these things in my friendships.
I agree.
Do you get me? So
I agree.
That's why I said I can relate to the whole being boring in friendships.
Yeah.
These are like I spent time living as an extrovert,
Yes.
and it was driving me insane.
Yes.
And then one day I just said I shouldn't have to do that though.
Yes.
Like if this is who I am,
Yes.
and that's not enough for you to
Yes.
be with me in a
Yes.
friendship or whatever
Yes.
the case might be,
Yes.
then we're not equally yoked.
Cool.
And now I have friends who align with me, that we
Yeah.
cancel plans together,
Yeah.
and we're happily in bed and say, what show are you watching? Like, you shouldn't have to code switch in your friendships,
The
man.
ideal for me, in my opinion,
Yeah.
is show your true self to those
Yeah.
who you want to call friends, right?
Absolutely.
If they don't accept you,
Find new
then-
ones.
well, find new ones. But if you want this particular group of friends to be your friends,
Yeah.
and you are fine with basically,
But this one is drained.
oh, she's drained.
She wrote in a dilemma. This is not someone that's happy to be
No,
code
but the
switching.
dilemma, she's asking, is it okay to lie? I mean, it's a,
you
it's a
think
matter
that-
of conscience at this point.
Have you ever been in a dilemma about being wicked? Have you ever had a concern? Have you ever sat any of us down and said, you know what? Do you think my wicked... Actually, to be fair, you did ask that the other day, but for entertainment purposes. If she was comfortable lying to her friends and it wasn't a thing that it came natural to her, it wouldn't be something that she has to come and write into us about. There's a level of guilt there because she's even asking if it's a bad thing. I've never asked if lying was a bad thing when I know I've lied. I've stood in my lie.
Did she also mention something about wanting to be cool so that she could get some gossip?
I think she's presenting gossip and she ain't got none. She said I have a very boring, basic, unproblematic life. Sometimes I lie because I'm scared my friends thinking my life is so boring and them thinking I'm boring also.
So,
And she said because of my basic boring life, they will hang around me less or not see me as that friend to hang around with because I'm just on surface level the funny one and not the one to tell secrets to or hang around with. You also don't have to tell your friends everything.
yeah, you might be all in your head, to be honest.
I think she is, because first of all, you say you're the funny one. The funny one gets away with murder.
All the time.
Like, being the funny one, you're carrying the friendship at this point. That's okay. They're not looking to you for anything else. The joke is, people typically complain that as the funny one, people never ask them what's really going on in the surface and deep down in their lives. People just think you're a clown.
But isn't that the issue though?
No, but that's the thing is she's lying about what's going on. There's nothing going on in her life. She has nothing to bring to the table.
But the real things that she would love to share and lighten that load, no one asks.
Dude, but that's a different dilemma. This is not this dilemma. This dilemma, she has nothing to offload by the sounds of it. But she keeps lying about things she has. She's basically making up things that she has to offload when she ain't got nothing to offload. Because she's the funny one. Girl, you're the funny one. You are the friendship group. You're literally cool. Like you're cool. Unless like Iman said, there's deeper things you want to talk about, then just talk about it. I just don't think my friendships is one place I want to be. I've been in friendships where I've had to lie and hold my tongue and tolerate stuff, and even as a grown adult. You wouldn't give a timeline, but as a grown adult. But after a while, it's just like, what? Like, I'm not doing this. I'm just not doing this. It's draining and it's silly in time.
Yeah, 100%.
Good luck, babes. Sorry, we've got a hella dilemmas. I don't know why Brent wanted to be stuck up on this.
To be honest, I didn't know any man was coming, to be honest.
Yeah, but we've got so many.
No, we're
have
here.
time.
We can go into headlines if you want.
No, we're not. I'm not circling back to this. Once this is done, done. Trigger warning. Actually, this is the morning show. Maybe come back. Trigger warning. This person's 26, and they mention sexual references. I'm 26 as a male as well. I'm 26 and I've never had a girlfriend. Had sex, never masturbated, or had a kiss or lips. Is a kiss on the lips same thing? Yeah.
I think kiss on the lips, I think he wants to say.
Oh, okay, kiss on the lips. Okay, fair. I feel like I missed out on the years where I had to learn, and if I do get with someone now, they will think there's something wrong with me because I don't know what I'm doing, or they will think I'm pathetic, as I probably have to be coached through it. Oh. It's not because of religious reasons. I haven't done anything. I've just been more interested and focused on other things, to be honest. But I know I really want to test the waters and possibly look for a girlfriend, future wife. However, if I'm transparent with a girl I'm dating about it, they might get the ick, or stories will spread and I'll get a reputation or turn into a Twitter thread and be called a loser. What do you advise I do? I think another person where this is in their head.
Completely.
A lot of people that act like they're experts at sex are dead in bed. There's a reason why the statistics for sexual pleasure is as low as it is. Everybody faking it. But a lot of people are. I don't think you should put that much pressure on yourself. I think it's okay for you to be 26. Do you know the problem? The problem is that we live in a very immoral world. Because being 26 and not having like sexual contact or anything is actually not the worst thing in the world. It's not a bad thing. It's the best. It's the best. It speaks to sexual discipline, and it just speaks... You're STD free, you're STIs free, you're heartbreak free. There's a lot of things that come with sexual things in nature and relationships and all these things that you are free from, and you've spent time investing in the areas of life you should, when these things would have been what distracts you, and usually distracts people from focusing on the things they need to be focused on. It's not a problem that you haven't done these things. I think it's just because of the world we live in, where there's sex everywhere and there's all these immoral things everywhere, that people who aren't on that feel out of the loop, or they feel like they're weirdos. I promise you're not weird. And I think that also, again, like the last person, it's not everything you must share with people. I think that when you meet the right person and you sound like someone that you care to build on the relationship itself before you enter the sexual realm, which is healthy. But when you start dating somebody or talking to somebody or whatever, you will know when the time is right. I think don't get in your head, because I used to be like that. I would get in my head a lot about these things and then tell people prematurely, or make it like things are bigger in your head than they are in reality. And then when you say it, it's like, oh, it's not that deep. So I feel like you will know the right time to tell somebody. But you're not a loser, and I don't think you become a Twitter thread because of it. And if you do, send it to me on DM. I'm gonna cuss the person out. So Ruby Tuesday says, I would say code switching is work related, and what you guys are talking about is in friendship is masking. Yeah. I think these things are like synonyms, but I feel like code switching just sounds more work like, and then masking sounds more friendship and family like.
And I think code switching almost sounds like there's an excuse for it. That's okay.
Like it's justified.
Yeah, exactly. That's the word.
For the check.
That's the word. Yeah.
Yeah. What's your guys' advice for this person?
If you're not like a popular sort of person, I don't understand why you're worried about Twitter and all that stuff, being a Twitter thread and all of that. Plus, like Esther was saying, like there's just, to me, you've kind of just prioritized the right things in life. Everything else, the things that really matter, the stuff that you're building on to actually create like a proper foundation for yourself. You're sorting those things out. It's perfect, man. Yeah. And like most things, like for example, if you're getting a job, if you're going for a job now, you'll kind of embellish your CV and whatnot, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
And you go into it, not necessarily knowing how to do everything, even half of the stuff, you know what I'm saying? But you learn on the job. Just learn.
No, you literally.
You know what I'm saying? If you get fired by one babes, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? You eventually going to settle with the right one. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, nothing to worry about, man.
Let's see, Brent.
Next one.
What's your advice for it? This was your idea.
I wasn't listening.
Oh,
I was working.
you do what?
I was working.
Yeah, as opposed to the rest of what the rest of us are doing.
No,
Telling jokes.
To be honest, if it is that Iman wasn't here, I would have understood. And
Of course you would have.
everything you were saying.
Anyway, taking money for granted, that's what you're doing. Next verse is 823. Also a male, says, I hate my brother. I told my brother I liked this girl, then come to find out, I catch them kissing each other yesterday. He said she came onto him and she was kissing him because she likes him. It's hard to see and I haven't spoken to him since. Is this means to cut him off? Yeah, your brother can't be trusted. I hate when people say blood is thicker than water. Well, duh. Duh. Oil is also thicker than whatever it is. I'm going to go first.
Prior to this, though, have you had reason to doubt your brother?
My brother's a dickhead, man.
No, but prior to this. Listen, because she might have, put it on him.
It doesn't matter. You knew your brother liked her. You liked her.
Yeah.
So you should have said no.
All right, you know what?
Like he told his brother, then catches the brother lips in her.
Yeah, he's a maniac. He's 100% a maniac.
It doesn't matter how nice your brother was before. Because if he was so nice before, he wouldn't have done this. So your brother's been having what I don't even know, maniac tendencies. He just hadn't had the opportunity to really live in his truth. He's out of order for that. You can't. That's horrible.
But you know what? I just kind of want to know their relationship, like prior to this, though. Because why would his brother do this? Because
his brother's a witch. They had a relationship enough for him to tell him that was his girl, that he liked the girl.
And then the next thing, the brother goes and kisses the girl.
That's mad.
There must be something.
You know what it is? It's a contrast between the previous dilemma of a sexually disciplined man and this one.
And an animal.
Who's a hoe. H&O in hoe. It's crazy. I don't think cut him off permanently. But now you know what your brother's aware of. Now you know what he's capable of.
Yeah.
Don't trust him for nothing. And just pray to God that you never need him for anything. This is the kind of brother that can kill you. This is crazy.
I agree with that, but to be fair, he's a maniac, man.
That's so out of order. I don't care how much you put it on you. You know that your brother liked her. That's crazy work. Oh, you heard this dilemma.
I don't know, man. There have been girls that myself and Stephen have liked.
I knew you were going to bring Stephen. But if you told Stephen that you liked a girl.
But we said the same thing.
If Stephen
and I didn't have to tell him, like, we have the same type of...
Taste. Don't ever speak to me like that again.
That's terrible.
Oh my gosh. Sicko.
Oh my god.
So what, just go on being friends with members?
The chances are, if shut up, Brent. Shut up.
No, go on.
Go on.
Because of all the dilemmas, this is the one you heard.
With me? What I was about to say was crazy.
What were you going to say?
No.
No, I want to know. Mute it and say
I'm changing it. Chances are, if the girl likes me, the girl will like Stephen.
Yeah.
Chances are, if it is a girl like Stephen, 100% she will like me.
I said 100%. Why did you say 100% when it was Stephen's turn?
So why? It was the end of the sentence. It was the end of the sentence.
So 100%, obviously. You're actually so ridiculous.
If you flip it wrong, 100% they were like Stephen.
Oh, it's too late.
Yeah, obviously.
Stephen, I'm going to send this message to Stephen.
God damn it. Anywho. There was a situation when both of us liked this girl.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And we didn't have to basically tell each other because it just made sense.
Yeah.
That was the waviest one day. It's on.
It's on.
He wouldn't have complained if we started kissing.
Yeah.
Because I was successful. And I wouldn't have complained if it is that they started kissing because he was successful.
But that's different though.
I'm now thinking, to make this more interesting, I have now heard that dilemma the way I want to hear it.
Yeah.
You understand? Because not much, plenty context wasn't given.
But you know what?
You can't tell me that was context laden.
That is context. That's all the context you need.
See, that's what you're saying.
What other context you need?
A lot of times, people leave out the stuff that will vindicate the person.
What could he possibly have left that would vindicate his brother?
This is what I'm saying, though.
Both of them like the person.
But he would have said that, though.
Really?
He would have.
Really?
He said, I told him.
He's hurt, though.
Yeah, very good. Saying you would drop him out?
No, but I promise you, yeah. If it was a thing where they both liked him and the brother said he still would have been hurt. Because he would have come and said, we both like the girl, and I just thought our relationship was stronger than that, and he still went for the girl.
To be honest, I should really.
Either way, he would have said that.
I should just be receiving what we're given. I don't know why I'm decided to do a bit more. Because obviously, we're here in this dilemma, we have more. Let's go.
Yeah, but it's also because, it sounds crazy. Because, like, why are you thinking to get rid of your brother over this girl? So we're thinking extreme. It must be something else.
It's not an extreme.
What?
If I tell my sister I like a guy, and my sister goes and starts lips-ing the guy,
and you see what you said? It's like it's right afterwards. Bet I heard what you said, and I'm listening. 10 minutes later, and it wasn't like that.
I don't care if it's 6 months from now, 8 months, a year from now. I said I like that man. And that man was coming on to you. It's different if he came to his brother and said, "Oh, she's on me, blah 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 blah. She don't like you. She likes me. Is it okay if I get to know her, whatever?" That's different. You were kissing her like a fox in a highway.
You don't know that part. We don't know that part.
Not a highway, in an alleyway. Even worse, you tramp. That's what you were doing.
He might just seen a flash and then turned and went and cried somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And not seen the whole thing.
What could it possibly was getting? What was he doing? What could it possibly do on her lips?
So what I'm saying,
what was his lips doing on her lips? What, resuscitating her something?
No, because what happened was, I don't know.
So she just kissed him out of nowhere.
Exactly. Then he was like, wait, what are you doing? But he'd gone by that time.
But don't you think that he should have told his brother then? Still,
I think he did, but he's leaving it out.
I tell you as a matter of fact, if I like a guy, I tell my sister I like a guy. I see my sister lips in the guy. I would never trust my sister moving forward from that.
I don't believe you, man.
I promise you, I will not. I'm very big on trust, and I'm very big on everything. Because again, it's not an issue if you come and say to me, "Oh, the guy likes me. Can I get to know him?" That's fair. You've told me, but it's betrayal when I've confided in you about something, and then you've gone and you've started lips in person or whatever the case might be, and then you've not thought to you didn't think to tell me. The only reason why I know is because I saw you. If I'd never seen, I'm very big on if I didn't catch you in something, would you have never told me then? Because then you'd be living a lie with me. I'm not doing that. I promise you, if that was my sister or a friend or anything like that, I'm not trusting you. How could I possibly trust you after that?
Okay, would you
I can't trust you.
Would you not give your sister the benefit of the doubt if she said it was him that genuinely came onto me?
Why didn't you tell me?
No, but remember, that was the first time, innit? So after she would have
so we're going to wait for the third time lucky?
No, but she was going to
wait till you're in bed now.
You saw the first time. You get what I'm saying?
I don't care. Why
you
are you
give your sister the benefit of the doubt?
Why are you unless you weren't just in a random Tesco aisle, he just randomly kissed you? Why are you in a position for someone to be kissing you?
Because
only maniacs just kiss out of nowhere.
This is true.
Usually, with kissing is a lead up.
A kisser.
There's a lead up to kissing. You must have stared in each other's eyes for a few seconds before you lipsed. Why are you staring in my man's eyes? Yeah, he's not my man technically, but that's the point. Why are you staring in his eyes? I'm sorry, but I just think that people know what they're doing. I think the way I live now is just people are aware of what they do. Whether they act like, "Oh, I didn't mean to, I didn't," that's all nonsense. People are aware of the things that they do, and that's out of order. That's your brother.
Yeah.
He should have come to me and said, "Oh, the girl's on me, and I actually want to get to know her. Is it okay if I get to know her?" Like, do you get what I mean? You were sneaky.
But we're kind of assuming that the brother really wanted to get to know this girl.
Oh my gosh, please, if you're listening to this, please send me
update us, please, man.
Because I can't believe what these two men who should be on your side by default. The people that think I hate men, where are you now? If you're on a man's side.
No, because it's a lot to say. I'm gonna just cut off my brother, man. Like, anybody can get replaceable, bro.
Blocker. Anybody can be blocked. Anybody's replaceable.
No, but she's
you can get a new mom, you can get a new dad, you can get a new sister, you can get a new brother, you can get a new anything. If people prove themselves not to be trustworthy, you can cut them off and find an equivalent elsewhere. Nobody's above block. And this is why family members do the things that they do. Because they think, "Oh, I can't be replaced." Everybody can be replaced and will be if needed. He can get a new brother. He's probably got friends. Who are more loyal to him than his brother. Furthermore, anyway, you know how I feel about these things. Family is a social construct. You don't pick these people. They're strangers that you are born into and told share the same last name with you. You share the same parents. That doesn't change who their character is. They're not going to be nicer to you just because they're your family. Did you report about someone that killed their mum, dad, and everybody else yesterday?
Yeah, that is.
No, it's not an anomaly. It starts from you kissing the girl your brother told you she likes or he likes. This is how it starts. This is how things build. Little by little by little. Today is this girl. Tomorrow is his fiance. The next time is his wife. Do you know people are sleeping with their brother's wives?
Ryan Giggs.
Do you know people are sleeping
It's true, man.
with their siblings, the partners?
Insane.
It's insane, but it's so common. And you say that's not family to cut off. I cut you off so quick. If mum and dad on your side, I cut them off too. Anyway, next. This person is age 20, says, please, my son is a crybaby and he's pissing me off.
Sorry.
Marks and E-Man, help me. He's 3. Is everybody okay today?
Do you know what it is?
Do you know, maybe we should go to headline.
I just saw Ed in the chat say, so I have to ask permission to holler at someone who's not yours.
Yes.
Ed is a maniac.
Ed is a married man. I hope your wife is listening.
Yeah, but you know,
Is this?
that aside.
No. I expect good moral. Ed has never disappointed me when it comes to like his opinions and relationships and stuff like that. So this is quite disappointing for me.
Yeah, he's got the female view, isn't it?
No, he does not. I'm the female. I ain't said nothing that I've said. He said what you clowns have said.
Oh man.
Yes. If someone expresses to you, because it's different if you both peep somebody and you don't say anything. That's different. If I confide in you that I like somebody and you go ahead and get with them and you never tell me about it, of course I have a reason to be mad at you. What are you talking about? That's like me sharing, there's this job I really, really want, blah, 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 blah. And then someone actually had a dilemma at that one time on I Said What I Said. Told her friend that there's this job she really, really wants. She's applied for it. She thinks she's going to be great for it. Her friend listened to this, never told her she was going to apply for the job. The girl went out of her way to try and find the same job, applied for it, got the job. Didn't say nothing. What are we saying about that?
Yeah.
You can't do things like that. It's simple communication. Like, the guy who wrote in doesn't own the girl. Absolutely not. However, though, it's just common decency to just let the person know that I know you're liking this person, but she actually liked me and I think she's really cool. I'd like to get to know her. If you wrote a dilemma in about that, then I would have said to him, like, listen, the game is the game. You should have moved to her then sooner. Anyway, this boy with a 3-year-old crying baby, don't be silly. Don't actually be silly. Like, be FFR. It's a kid. It's a baby. He's not a crybaby for crying at 3 years old. That's what they do. And furthermore, if he's crying so much, it means you're missing some of his needs. So you might want to look at yourself as a parent. Talking about Marks and E-Man, please help.
No, but he might be just saying it's like super excessive. You know what I mean?
Are you the sole carer of your child? I'm looking dead in the camera. I hope you're watching. Are you the sole carer of your child? It's a 3-year-old. This how little boys get radicalized. Talking about baby. Let me see it. Chris says, I think the boy is a young dad and he's trying to discipline his youth. He's disciplining himself. I could say your child is crying too much at the age of 3 years old. Children cry when their needs are not being met. If your child was a happy-go-lucky child, he wouldn't be crying so much. So look at what you're doing. Iman?
The only thing I would say,
what a cheek.
is...
Some might even be ill. Don't even know.
Yeah, true.
Writing dilemmas instead.
But, okay, assuming all those things that are cool, yeah, only thing I would say is leave him to cry. You know what I'm saying? Leave him to cry so he gets used to being independent and sorting out certain issues and working through them himself. And then you'll find that he becomes, more independent and less crybaby-ish. That's pretty much what I'd say.
That is so harmful. Sorry, but I hope
What,
you're not the sole care of your child. No, like
It's not, though.
You can't be. And this was even irritating me because how do you think the mum didn't write a dilemma in talking about the baby's crying too much? These are the toxic ways that like boys are then raised, because essentially what your mindset is that your little boy should not be crying so much. He's 3 years old. He's a total dependent on you as his parent to take care of him. And your concern is that he's crying too much. You haven't tried to investigate why he's crying so much. You might be overfeeding him. The food you might be giving him, he might be intolerant to it. Like he might have there's different things that he could be dealing with, and you haven't thought to look into any of that. Your concern is that, oh my gosh, he's crying so much, and it's annoying you. There needs to be a test before people become parents. People should have their sperms locked up before they get to release it. Ed says, my daughter is that 5 or 6? 6. 6. My daughter is 6 and tries to throw tantrums when she can't have 3 cookies instead of 2. Just gotta make it clear to them that some things are not worthy of you getting attention about. That's fair, but she's 6 years old. It's a 3-year-old. Do 3-year-olds even talk? Well, my nephew talks.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it depends how you raise them. Some kids are 4 doing baby language. It pisses me off. That's what's piss off worthy. Form a full sentence, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. That dilemma didn't sit right with me.
No, you're 100%. You're 100% correct. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just assuming those things are taken care of. You know what I'm saying?
You assume that.
Yeah. You have to assume the best.
You assume that he didn't go to a child counselor. He didn't go to the GP. He came to TDA. I respect TDA highly.
Yes.
Because I'm part of it. There's not one qualified doctor on this panel. And he came to you and Marks.
We have got experience.
Respectfully.
We've got experience.
Came to you, Marks.
Do you think that because one has credentials that they can give you the information you need for the situation at hand?
No.
All the time?
That doesn't make... That's not the only criteria for giving people that. I think people that don't have the credentials can also give you advice that can be really good for things.
So what else should I not listen to Dr. Manny about?
I don't know why you brought up Dr. Manny.
Oh, that's not what we're talking about.
No, I'm talking about when people try to tell me I can't tell them how to raise children, and I'm like,
You
yes, I bloody
mentioned
can.
doctor.
You're doing a bad job.
You're only one doctor, I know.
Fair enough. What do you listen to Dr. Manny about at the moment? Nah, let's go here. I don't know why of all days you thought today was a good day to do this to me. Go on.
Can you focus on the task at hand?
I am,
You're going
absolutely.
through dilemmas.
You're trying to gaslight me. Dr. Manny, your man is coming early on Wednesday. This next one's long.
Let your man read it. You ain't done any reading yet.
But I'm going to
Let's
be.
go that dilemmas. Let's got the headlines and topic of the day. I bet these are a lot, Anyway, let's rush through these now. I hope none of them piss me off anymore. This person's age 51. Brent, listen as well, please. Thanks. How did you get over having really strange, weird neighbors? Oh, this is a good one, actually. There are these neighbors that live next to me and my wife, and I think they are very peculiar. I'm going to give you as much context as possible.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brent, for asking for that. This is how long you should have read it, actually.
Isn't it?
You should have read this. They're a white couple, husband and wife. Her husband is a photographer or videographer, and he travels the world and films documentaries about Africa and the Amazon and space and those type of things. Kind of like David Attenborough stuff. So he's always traveling and is away for weeks and months at times. I'm not sure what job the wife does, though I think she works. They have 2 daughters that are around my grandkids' age, 13 and 14-ish. My wife's job has also required her to travel a lot.
Stop, what?
The neighbors...
No, grandkids?
The person that's writing has got grandkids, they're 51.
Welcome.
We've got great audience.
Yeah, man.
Come on. We've got great audience. Big up,
Come on.
So it says the neighbors have 2 daughters that are around my grandkids' age, 13, 14-ish. My wife's job has also required her to travel a lot as she's a management consultant and I own my plumbing business. Big up you.
We did the plumber the other day. Where were you?
Anyway, I don't know why you did. I don't know why you keep doing this.
May God continue to bless your business.
Amen. Mm-hmm. Amen. Anyway, one day last year, my wife was away and there was going to be no hot water for 24 hours, but I needed to take a shower. My neighbor's wife, let's call her Kate, said I could shower at hers and I took up the offer.
Okay.
Whilst I was showering, I felt like she was doing the most she could to perv on me whilst in the shower. And I think she purposely removed the latch from the doors so that the door wouldn't shut so she could be a peeping Tom. I tried my best to keep decent, and when I came out, she gave me a tiny towel that I couldn't use. I think she gave me that on purpose so I could ask for a bigger one and she could see my body again. I asked for another towel and when she came back, she gave me a bigger one. She complimented my body and said I had an amazing physique before I got dressed. I thought it was weird. I thought it was so weird. Other times, Kate walks around her garden topless or even sometimes fully naked when the husband is around and me and my wife can see her. And I think she knows we're seeing her. Last week, this is the maddest story of them all. Kate and her husband, let's call him George, invited the whole area over to their house for a church party. And with reluctance, we went.
Reluctance, yeah? Yo, sorry. I need proof of life. Send me a video with today's paper saying that you are said 51-year-old individual. Then I'll believe this is true. No, finish it. Go on.
Okay. The whole day was actually all right. So remember they had the church party in Kate's garden. The whole day was actually all right and was normal, but the only thing dodgy was that Kate and George asked us to stay last because they needed to ask us something. And George asked just us if we would like to spend more time together and hang out more. Just to be nice, we said yes. But really, we actually should have said no. George texted us the other day to come over and spend time together. And we walked in and saw an absolute madness. There was about 10 guys in the room, and Kate was basically on Bonnie Blue / Lily Phillips type of thing.
You know about Bonnie Blue, yeah? 51-year-old.
And he watches TDA. When we cussed her on here. And George wanted to watch on a cuckold thing.
Diabolical.
They wanted me to be part whilst George... That's throw me off. They wanted me to be part whilst George watched, and my wife wear an accessory at the end and be the only woman she did anything with. Worst thing is, it was only black guys in the room. We obviously declined. Long story short, I think I'm living next to sex demons that have a fetish for black people or mandingo nonsense. I pity their kids because they have no idea what their parents are doing, and sometimes my wife and I offer them rides to school, but I can't look at the kids the same. Why the kids aren't the ones having orgies? I don't want to accuse them and be rude and harsh, but how do I manage living next to people that are weirdos?
Just mind your business, isn't it? It's not coming into your house. It's like, just don't go over anymore.
And say we're not interested in this kind of behavior. Furthermore, though, you are a clown, respectfully, because you are my elder. How can you go and use someone's shower in the house and you didn't pack a shower bag? You didn't pack a towel with you? You went there, then she gives you a hand towel. Then you don't even make do with that. And rest against the door so she can't see anything while you get changed. Instead, you then ask for a bigger towel. I think you and your neighbors are doing the Spider-Man meme. So, yeah. Well, Brent obviously said he doesn't believe you.
No, I'm not answering this dilemma until I see
a
picture.
We need
video
proof,
like
man.
Eddie.
Yeah.
Next, this person's age 17. Hey guys, I'm David, and I started watching you lot after the Brampton Manor, Nimi and Olivia episodes. Big up Nimi and Olivia.
Every time.
Because one of them went to my secondary school. Anyway, I wanted to know if you could help me out with a petty dilemma I have. Big up you as well, babes, for watching. Our audience actually, like, person 17, I feel so conscious of the things I say on here.
17?
Person 17, yeah.
Oh.
I moved when I was in year 9 and I had to go to a bad school that was far away from my house, but still in my borough, so I could complete year 9, 10 and 11 because that was the only school that was willing to accept me. Albeit, when I got my GCSE results, I had to go to a sixth form that was closer to me, and it's a girls' secondary with a mixed sixth form. There's only a handful amount of boys in my year, and he's in year 12, and since then I've noticed there's been a lot of grief and hassle about... I've noticed that there's been a lot of grief and hassle that about 6 or 7 female teachers the whole year have given me. I don't know what it is, but they constantly get onto me, and hopefully you can understand when you feel like teachers just pick on you or get onto you for the sake of it. I do. Miss Belly's just to piss me the heck off. Anyway, my older brother has been working at the school as a PE teacher since before I came in, and he's the head of PE for year 10 and above, but nobody knows we're related. We have the same surname and people point that out, but we made an agreement that we don't tell anybody we're related, and I'll call him sir in school. We don't live together. He lives by himself, so we don't go the same way home. I've told my brother about my annoying teachers, and he tells me that he doesn't know why they don't like me, but he can see they don't for whatever reason. I don't like asking him for help at all because I like to figure out and fix stuff myself. So when it comes to them laying off my back, I want to find a way to do that on my own. My teachers have been giving me hell for years, and I know for a fact that my brother has been slamming bare of the female staff at my school. Bare, he writes in caps lock. Why are you looking at me?
Is this another pokey?
What's pokey?
Pokey pie.
Freak.
You think so?
You never know, man. You never know.
You think so?
Let's finish it. Go on. Because obviously, what he's saying is that they don't like him because.
I don't think so.
Okay, cool.
I think he's saying that he doesn't, because he wants his brother to find out, but he doesn't want to ask the brother for the help. And he thinks that his brother doesn't want to investigate the way he should because he's in bed with all these women. Let's see where he's going with this, to be fair. I would say at least 90% of the female staff, and I can tell because of the eyes they give my brother throughout the day and when the day ends. I can see what teachers go the same way home as my brother. I've even had to pretend like I don't know a lot of the teachers. It's actually 9:41. Sorry. It's occurred to me.
Don't worry, he's going to run through the headlines very quickly.
Because this is fake, so it pissed me off. Anyway, I don't know where we're going with this. I don't know where we're going with this story.
You'll find out.
Oh, and there's 4 more. 5, 6. I'm sorry.
What do you
We
mean?
have to do some Monday. This is the
What,
last
after?
one for today. Yes, man. Scroll through. Anyway, he says that I would say at least 90% of female staff, and I can tell because of the eyes they give my brother throughout the day and when the day ends. I can see what teachers go the same way home as my brother. I've even had to pretend like I don't know a lot of the teachers' dirt. I haven't told any of my friends about this, but I know a lot of the staff's escapades and skullduggery. That's a nice word.
Yeah,
Should I let these...
At 17, you know?
Should I let... That's true, actually. It sounds like the 51-year-old, if anything. Should I let these teachers know how to stop playing with me because I know about their business because I don't know what to do to keep them off my back? And if so, what's the best way to do so? It's parents' evening next week and I can get my mum to drop the bomb that we're related so that they'll all be shocked. I'm pretty sure my brother can't get fired if people found out. I don't get the dilemma. Oh, he wants to decide. He's trying to figure out how to get teachers off his back.
Mm-hmm.
Get your mum to report. Tell your mum to do it for parents' evening. Tell teachers. Get your mum to tell teachers that you feel they keep coming at you, and it's distracting you
Why
from
is
your
it just
learning.
him? All of them just don't like him. Why just him?
The teachers
All
like
of
that.
them. All of them. Are you misbehaving?
He said 6 or 7 of them.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's half the flipping workforce.
I only had one. I only had one teacher. That was a thorn in my flesh. I think tell your mum to speak about it on parents' evening.
No, the problem might be him. 6 or 7, Emmanuel.
Yeah, for real, you know. For real.
I think it probably might be you.
Plus, he had to go to a bad school initially,
Yeah.
innit?
That's true. What are you doing in school, man? I mean, also, to be fair, actually, you're right. It might be him because his solution is to just tell the teachers, "Hey, I know who you sleep with
Can you imagine?
at sundown." That's crazy.
Snitching. Come on now.
Yes, snitches. Oh my gosh.
Let's
He's
see.
got compromise, you know. He wants to use it.
Next person says, "Should I stop hanging out with my friends?" Probably. Next one after that, I'm joking. Oh, one of them is duplicated. That's why. Oh, thank God. Okay, I'll do that one in a minute. Someone says, I keep hearing my mum talking about the men she fancies, and she fancies guys that are really young.
So
Guys
she took-
that are
sorry,
just...
go on.
Sorry?
No, go on. I'll see it after.
Because I've got the answer to this dilemma already. But guys that are just older than me and it's a bit dodgy. My mum had me... Oh, this person's 28. My mum had me young and I'm getting worried she might start dating or doing stuff with guys that are around my age. I don't want my mum to be dating or doing stuff with some guys that could be her son's age. I'm like Gina, I'm ageist. Why is Gina in it? I'm semi-okay with my mum getting her rocks off, respectfully, if it doesn't jeopardize her self-respect and mine as well. I don't want my mum being a cougar. That's not your decision to make. You need to mind your business. Yeah? Consensus?
But it's tough though, man. She does have to like behave herself though, man.
She doesn't.
I mean, you are in her house though, innit?
28. That's a grown man. Get out of my house.
But she has to be considerate of her kids though. But you're right, but he's grown. He's grown.
The thing is, people say that parents are sacrificing all the time. She sacrificed her finances, sacrificed her mental health, sacrificed her emotional health, sacrificed her sex life while he was young. Now at the age of 28, she's gonna be sacrificing her orgasms too. Get out of my house. Get out of my house. Unless it's one of your friends. I don't know what to do. What would you know about the rest?
Plowing through it.
Should I stop hanging around my friends? I just moved to Hackney a year ago and it's great, but I can't lie, it's difficult making new black friends as an adult and not coming across a beg. Anyway, I'm fortunate to have a core group of 4 guys I play table tennis with as my mates, but when we go out as a group to the club, they're always seeming to pull more girls than I do. They're really tall and stuff, but I'm quite short, which I've embraced. But I was wondering, my guys just get girls bare easily, and when it comes to me, I'm struggling. I've gotten three girls' number in the countless times we've gone out, but they get at least 3 to 4 numbers each. I'm not unaware that I'm the least attractive of the group, but do I need to start changing out who I go out with, or look for friends that look a certain way so that they won't make me look bad? It's difficult because I haven't really got that many friends, but around my core main group, I look like a sore loser. Not to go too deep, even one time, one girl said she wanted to get to know me, but it turns out she used me and she said she picked the wrong one and tried to crack on to get to know my mates. My mates didn't do anything with her, of course, with regards of me. Somebody's brother did. It sounds shallow, I know. Can I get advice from everyone, especially the girls? Because I was wondering, do they do this when it comes to picking friends to go into the club with? Do they acknowledge pretty privilege and stick to it? I think that there's people that actually pick, people tend to talk about when it comes to influence and stuff, but people in real life do it as well. There's people that actually pick their friends based on like their looks and stuff. I say friends, that people that they would go out with and all that kind of social setting with, and how they dress. Do they dress cool enough, or are they not as cool as me so that I can be the one to get the pool and stuff like that? I've always thought it was pathetic. Did yesterday, still today. Chance I'll think about it tomorrow too. I'm not really for stuff like that. I think that the people that why do people want attention from people that wouldn't really like them for who they are? Do you get what I mean? Like, so you go out, if you say he changes his friends to like least people you think that are not as attractive as him, right? Mm-hmm. And then you're getting more girls. I put it to you, right? Mm-hmm. I put it to you that none of you would get girls. That's what you ain't considered. If you're not getting girls now because you say you're the least attractive in your current friendship group, and you think the solution is for you to be the most attractive when all of you are least attractive in the bigger world, your words, not mine. None of you will get girls. All you will do is see other boys, another group of guys who are more attractive get those girls. Only want the women that genuinely find you attractive and are there for that, not because they think that everyone else isn't cool enough or isn't good looking enough and stuff. Mm. Also, your friends are pulling 3 to 4 girls each time. What happens when they pull these girls? It's just what's the end game with these pulling numbers? It's for sex. Everybody's a bug, yeah. This man was chilling with his hand behind his head, you know. He made a conscious decision to sit up and change the camera.
So because there's a man in the room.
Of course.
And it's a man
as opposed to you.
Who's
what? It's a man talking, so I've changed the camera to the man.
Of course.
All right, he's not going to give money advice because this is a crazy, crazy thing to send in. Man, talk to the guy. Because obviously, Andrew Tate and Kevin Samuels.
Have you heard that thing about apparently 20% of women are only attracted to 80% of men? Or is it 80% of men? Somebody
80% of women are attracted to 20% of men.
80% or 80?
Yeah, 80. That makes more sense.
80?
Yeah.
80% of women are only attracted to 20% of men.
That makes more sense to me.
It doesn't.
Not the other way around.
Yeah, neither way around makes sense.
Why?
100%.
Why say that?
How can only 80% of women?
I think it's lower. I think the amount of
women... Oh, you think it's 5%?
100%. I think it's lower than 20.
You think what?
I think it's lower than 20. I think 80% of women are attracted to a lower percentage of men.
And what percentage is that?
It could be 5, it could be 1.
But who makes up these percentages?
I just did just now.
What kind of men? No. I get that. All of you agitate, all of you made it up. But what do these men in that percentage look like? What they look like?
Desirable men?
What are desirable men?
The desired. They call it the desired. Have you seen that Netflix show?
Yeah, but no, I haven't. But if they are the 5% or 10%, 20%, obviously then they are desired by the name of the study.
Yes.
But I'm saying about what are the characteristics of these guys that makes them the 20% that stands out for the rest of the 80% of men?
Oh, could be different things. Good looking, swag, right? Game, the animal instinct, money.
Fair.
You know.
Okay. 10%, 20%. obviously then they are desired by the name of the study.
Yes.
But I'm
Can you
saying
check
about
us
what
out?
is the characteristics of these guys.
Oh, is someone on
that
Discord?
makes them
Mr.
the
Mr.
20%
Rob?
standard for the rest of the 80% of men.
Mr. Rob?
Oh, could be different things.
You gotta turn us down in the background.
Fine.
Mr. Rob?
Doesn't know he's joined in.
Oh, sorry.
Money. You know?
Mr. Rob, are you okay?
Yep, I like this conversation. I wanted to chime in.
Yeah, go on.
I think what happens a lot of time.
You're invited on Wednesday. Sorry, I had to say that.
Thanks. I think what happens a lot of time
See
is
you
that, especially with guys
Yeah.
in this generation, a lot of them they're listening to too much of that. Like the red pill stuff, there's some truth to it, but like you have to play to your strengths. Like
Wait, sorry. Is this the dilemma or the 80% and 5% thing Brent was talking about?
I'm addressing both. That 80%,
Okay.
20% is actually true. There's data behind it because there was a study done by the person that owns Match.com. So they actually have all the back end data of how women choose and how men choose. And they have and it's actually true. Women are way more picky and they only choose about 20% of the men, and men are less choosy.
That's a hard day.
Yeah. But also with the dilemma with the guy, he was saying how he does it. His friends are better looking, and if he knows that his strength, maybe like some guys are actually more just attractive. So obviously in the club environment, everyone's a bit more fickle. It's all about looks. No one's really, but like myself, for example,
Fair.
in my group of friends, I got friends that are really good looking as well. I feel like I'm all right, but I always drew girls because I know my strength. My strength is I'm cerebral. I'm not gonna draw as much maybe in the nightclub, but if we're in like the when you're in the house party and I'm the guy in the kitchen talking to someone, getting in their mind, doing that type of stuff. That's how I drew.
Basically, where you can have like a proper conversation, isn't it?
The type of girls that I would get would be the ones that you talk to them more and and then they're intrigued by you. But you have to know your strengths, innit? So if you keep trying to do what they're doing, they've been given a different set of skills. Find out what yours is, and then, do you know what I mean?
That's actually a good advice because, yeah, maybe you're in the wrong settings. Yeah, that is true. That's more than I would have told him. It's really good advice, actually.
The whole issue is confidence, man. And obviously, I think, like Black Rob was saying, innit? Like, once you know your strengths, you know what to kind of build upon, and then you become more confident because you're going to get more results in those particular areas. You know
But I think also, though, what I got from what Black Rob is saying is it's also about the setting there. Because if you're in a club setting, for example, there's certain the kind of guys the women are going to pull to, you might not have those strengths, right? Yeah. But then if you're in a different setting, like say a house party, for example, because house party and club is very different.
Yeah.
So do you get me? Very different spaces. So if you're at a games now or house party, you probably shine brighter than you would have in the club because what girls are looking for in the club is different to what they were looking for in a house party. So he might actually need to change his location as well.
Yeah, 100%. But it's always easy just to say, build up your confidence. Obviously, what do you do in it? But I do think...
But do build up your confidence as well. Because you wouldn't... I think with the build up confidence as well, it's not even just to pull girls. It's that after a while, like, these things wouldn't faze you. You wouldn't care too tough. Because you feel confident, you feel good about yourself, and you wouldn't take it so personally, I think.
Yeah, true.
But,
true.
Well, sorry, what else were you saying?
No, I was just going to say, like, with the confidence, you can navigate in any arena, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that's true, actually.
You'll be there, thriving in the club.
Games night, library...
Everywhere.
Bible study,
Tesco, what I'm saying, car park, everywhere.
Why are you taking shots at Rob?
No, car park.
Who?
That's what you're doing. You
said if you had enough
nice try, Brent. Nice try.
I said if you had enough confidence, a club setting wouldn't have been.
Nice try, Brent.
Exactly.
Nice
Thank you, Black Rob. Imagine.
Joe Brent is actually cheeky. He don't even go clubbing. That's the cheek of it. Maggie says, "What about the data showing men's age preference not changing despite them aging?"
Who the hell is talking about that?
Maggie's trying to. You know he read it before I read it. And he was
Maggie always says, what about ism? The first two words, what about?
That's so funny though.
Come on, my socialist Yoruba sister. This is too much, man.
Same Maggie always does.
But isn't that true though? Aren't there like thread of truth in what she's just said?
Yeah, of course there is. But I think it doesn't apply to the 80-20 thing that they're talking about at the moment.
Yeah. She's diverting the conversation.
That 80-20 thing is very interesting. I actually heard in that show that we're talking about on Wednesday.
So she felt personally attacked, is what you're saying?
I don't think so. I don't necessarily think so.
No one said.
I don't know what I'm meant to say in this foolishness.
Why did she try to basically dive?
No, because I get what she's saying in that. So that's the stats in terms of type of women that men are attracted. But I feel like she's saying that what's the opposite? Because basically, yeah, if you're saying that men are not as picky as women, men's stats should also be considered because they tend to be, obviously not all men, but there's a certain age that they stay with.
Yeah.
So that means then the older age, as the age grows, there's that percentage of women that they're not attracted to then. So essentially, what's the percentage of women that they're not attracted to then?
Yeah, and
that's a false equivalence because just because they're more attracted to like the 20-year-olds, but men are also more realistic. So they would be like a 60-year-old man that's not necessarily a millionaire wouldn't be like, I'm only gonna exclusively date 20-year-olds. He'll be like, I find them more attractive, but I will date other people. But you get more the 80-20 thing with women is actually being presented in society because a lot of women are actively going, no, he's not good enough, he's not good enough, and only staying to that small pool, as opposed to they actually it shows up in their dating habits more than with the men. The men have their preference, but they kind of are grounded in reality and just go for what they think they can get for the most part.
I wonder if this study's actually had like a effect on how men have then decided to move.
Yeah, but that's what all this red pill stuff is about. All that stuff is a byproduct. Like we always go on about like Fresh and Fit and Andrew Tate and all that stuff. But the more interesting discussion is why are these people popular? And and if you go into that's where all this adolescent stuff comes in and that it's a good conversation. They're popular because there is actually like there's
people feel.
I know it sounds all red pillish, but there is a war on masculinity. There is a lot of guys that now are losing, like all these people that write in a lot of time. I actually feel sorry for them because this, like, you get a lot of men writing in about, I'm not a good looking guy. Like all this stuff that I see them writing, I'm like, bro, like, there's something going on in this younger generation, and it's actually taking effect in some of the dilemmas that are being written in.
Are you not speaking from privilege, Mr. Cerebral? Was it
What?
Xavier?
Privilege in what sense?
No, like you're married, you're cool, you ain't got no problems, right? You're confident.
Yeah.
So,
Speaking of privilege, how though?
because he doesn't have this problem. This problem that these people are writing in about.
No, but he can identify that. No, but he's identifying. He's not
yeah.
saying that he relates to it. He's saying that this problem does exist. So he can speak, even though he's quote unquote privileged.
He's speaking from a place of privilege. That's what I'm saying.
But
he's like, he feels sorry for them, right?
Yeah, but he's not saying. I think I would get what you're saying if it was a thing where he's saying, "Oh, it's not that deep. Just get over it." Blah blah blah.
But that's what he's saying.
No, but he's not though.
Oh, come on, Rob. Isn't that what you're saying?
I said I feel sorry for him. I was showing empathy. I wasn't saying.
Yeah,
you were in the chat
He's
saying.
not dismissing it.
Nah, before he came on, he was in the chat saying this is crazy. What is wrong with these men?
But no, but
Both things
that's
can
not
be
dismissing
true,
it
you know.
still though.
To be honest, let me ask you a question instead of just me saying that's what you're saying. Do you think this is sad?
What's this?
Rob,
Follow-up question?
Rob,
I say yeah.
and when you say sad, as in pathetic,
See, these are leading questions.
I'm asking you instead of me basically just putting on you. I'm asking you now. Do you feel this way?
I say it's sad in the sense of I empathize with them because there's a generation of men that maybe haven't been equipped with the tools or society. There's more. It's multifaceted. It's both. It can be pathetic sometimes, depends, and then sometimes it can be like, oh, sad as in they're a product of their environment. So the society has turned them into this.
How do you think we fix it or help them fix it, Rob?
Okay, so a lot of the answers is that the answers I'm gonna give will probably actually make me sound like some red pill.
There we go. Go.
But there's some truth to
because he was just saying that he wasn't saying this. Go.
But there's some truth to it. It's just that it's sometimes right message, wrong messenger, isn't it? Because I remember when Jordan Peterson was saying the exact same stuff, like some of the stuff Andrew Tate stuff was saying, and it was getting received a bit better. Where he was all like, clean your room, go to the gym, all that type of stuff, like all the quote unquote masculine stuff that they tell people to do that should be like obvious. It's no longer obvious. That's why you have to tell them to do a lot of this stuff a lot of the time. Like a guy that can't get girls, like be more confident, talk to more people. That's stuff that you didn't have to tell a generation before because people were outside more. So you have to tell them the obvious stuff.
But that advice is not bad though. So how does it then turn left though to the point where Like, how does it go left then?
It's just who the messenger is. It's who the messenger is. That's the thing. You need someone unproblematic to say all the same stuff.
But then,
If someone unproblematic said
Yeah.
all the stuff, said a lot of the talking points that maybe Agitate says a lot of mad stuff, but there's some stuff that he says there is. But if someone unproblematic said the exact same thing, then it would be better received. So it's just the messenger. That's what it is.
But then, what kind of stuff does he say that is unproblematic? Because again, because I get you saying that it's just wrong messenger and stuff, but if he's just asking guys to take care of themselves and to be more confident, to pour into themselves and all that kind of stuff, where then does it go left?
It goes because a lot of the people that when I had this discussion with some people and they said they hate him, they hate Andrew Tate and all that stuff, and I was just like, I'm not really a fan of him either. But when I asked them, "Oh, what do you hear about him?" They've none of them watched the long form. Like he does 3-hour interviews and stuff like that, and also he does talk a lot of hyperbolic. So he'll say some wild stuff as the clip, and then he'll say some like moderate stuff. But then there's the clips that get that do the rounds. So he doesn't do himself any favors. As I said, if someone more moderate says all of the stuff that he says, and then also there's also an appeal in the way he carries himself. So like if Jordan Peterson and Andrew Tate say the same thing, a young man will gravitate to Andrew Tate because he's got the archetype lifestyle of he's got the big cars and he's tall and he used to fight professionally, as opposed to like a 50-year-old guy that's quite feeble and his voice breaks every time he talks. Do you know what I mean? So you need someone that looks the part and is unproblematic and says the right things, but that guy hasn't come along yet. So
where did the women come into this then?
Where do women come into this?
Yeah, like so, because what I mean by where does it go left is if he's telling young men or whatever, however old they might be, to pour into themselves, take care of their days, get good jobs, and get all that kind of stuff. Where does the women think come into, like how then are they encouraged to get women? Is it just by doing those things and then they become more attracted to women? Is that the advice?
Yeah. No, a lot of times they're saying focus on yourself. So it's always about like how personal development will eventually get you to the things you want anyway. It's almost like you shouldn't, and that's one thing I disagree on. They make women too much of a focus in terms of like and then at the end of the tunnel, at the end of the road, you'll get the woman. It's like it never should be about getting the woman. It should be about being the best version of yourself, and then all that other stuff will fall in line anyway. You know? But the fresh and fit and red pill stuff, it seems to be so hyper focused on getting girls that needs to be the end goal, and that's how these guys turn into incels. Getting girls shouldn't be the goal. It should be you just want to be the best version of yourself, be in the best shape of yourself, be the best version of yourself spiritually, whatever it is, and all that other stuff will come as a byproduct.
I get it. So basically, when they give them this advice of like do like all these good advice they give them, and they obviously make the women the prize at the end of the tunnel, right?
Exactly.
When they then don't get the women after they've done the things, that's when the hate for the women comes into it.
Exactly. Then they turn to incel.
He speaks a lot about controlling women, doing all these particular things to then basically have that power over women that they apparently think that they're missing.
So that's part of the left I was talking about, because I'm like, where is the abuse and like the...
It's riddled with everything that they say.
Misogyny and all this stuff. Like, where does that... Because if the content is just focused on pouring into yourself and being more confident and being this and being that and thriving as a man... Okay, but where does the abuse for women... That's why I said, do I get it now? Where it's because they don't get the women at the end of it. But then if in between all that message about being confident... Essentially, being confident will mean that you're more able to control the woman and stuff like that. That's wild.
Yeah, control that. I said that shouldn't be the goal. Yeah, that should never be the goal. The thing is, there are guys out there, but the thing is, they're not as unfortunately, it's the internet game. There's because I watch all the kind of left field stuff, but I also watch like the moderate stuff. I listen to other podcasts as well where there's like I like that Christian men that are like married or even ones that are like and they say all the right things but they're not. It's not entertaining. It's not sexy. They need to say something hyperbolic and get it into a clip that will go viral, and they're not going to do that. So they just end up speaking to their own people.
But are they saying the same thing that Andrew Tate and them are saying, but they're just not popular? Or are you saying they're saying the opposite message, but they're not popular?
They'll be saying a lot of the stuff that speaks to men about masculinity and about being the best version of yourself. But obviously they won't say it the same way Andrew Tate stuff because they're not problematic, so they won't. But the crux of the conversations are be the best version. All the same talking points that they say, but then they don't say crazy things that will get them viral and get them outside of the algorithm.
That's interesting. Okay.
He said, I'm too silent on the boost. What is he missing them? Too silent on the
You need to
boost?
be
I
the
don't know.
change you want to see in the world, bro. You need to be that red pill savior.
Yeah, I'll cover my face.
Why?
No, but
Why?
Why? Why?
I like my job.
Fair. I hear that.
I don't understand. You're saying that what they're doing is positive. So
Yeah.
why would you?
Oh, I
lose
thought
your
you meant
job?
you should do the opposite of what they're
But
doing.
do you know what it is? It's like did you see that interview with Anthony Mackie?
Yes.
There's so much groupthink and so much I don't know how to describe it. So if you see that Dolce thing where she was like, black men, straight men are red flag, and then you see the Anthony Mackie interview, the juxtaposition was actually quite interesting because when Dolce said straight men are red flags, in the comment section you're seeing people trying to do every way of like, but what she meant is trying to give as much grace and try to interpret what she said as, but what she meant is this. She didn't mean that, or why are you getting butthurt? Da, 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 da. Like people making excuses or trying to interpret what she said as to something else. But when Anthony Mackie in a long form actually said how he's trying to raise his kids, people were trying to assume he was being homophobic undertones. So can you imagine like a man's just talking about raising his kids, young men as masculine men and just being respectful and all that stuff. And he didn't say anything problematic, but they tried to, like, if you see the comment section, people are trying to warp it because I found it quite interesting that these two things, the juxtaposition of these two things and how they were received in the comment sections really gave a little insight into kind of the things that people were saying about society, where when someone says, "Hey, I hate straight men," is a red flag. The misandry is accepted in society, but when there's but even a man talking about just, I'm raising my boys to be good men, the response it elicits is kind of crazy.
By the same people, yeah.
It's probably different crowds. Yeah, it's probably the same people. No, it's probably the same people.
How did you know?
Huh?
How do you know, Mr. Cyril?
That is an assumption on my part, to be honest, in all honesty. But I feel like the same person that would defend what Dochi said is the same person that would probably get offended by what Anthony Mackie said.
Based on fact?
No, that's just straight opinion.
Just keep saying that, innit?
Yeah,
Love
my
it.
opinion.
So yeah.
All right.
Next
Black
one.
Rob, stay here.
All right.
We nearly finished the dilemmas. You might be able to chime in on the last couple. Thank you very much, Tufa.
cool.
You're
All
being absolutely fantastic. And if you do come true, you need to put your face on camera. You're not going to be anonymous anymore. Because if it is, you're going to be the new red pill savior. You need to put your face out there.
Okay, we'll see it.
Bring
I'll
masculinity
get
back
like
to the. Back to
I'll
the
get
masses,
M
bro.
Huncho mask. M Huncho.
Next one.
Mm-hmm.
My uncle's new girlfriend is on me. This has been a lot about men and their loyalty today.
I have a feeling it's the same person typing on this.
You think so?
Stupid.
My uncle's. Can you stop wasting people's time
Yes.
doing that? Like,
But
it's
that
such
was
a waste of
that was
time.
my opinion. I got no facts to back that up.
Yeah, but fair though. But just in case it's true, yeah, it's annoying because people actually write real dilemmas in, and beyond that, it's a waste of my time.
Do you know why I'm saying that?
Why are you
Because
saying that?
they all come in bunches.
Oh, then no.
Within minutes of each other.
So why have you got me reading this like a clown?
I told you I was waiting till Emmanuel came. I was just trying to cut some time. To be honest, it's my fault. I shouldn't have put it in the doc. I would
Not
just
even that, you joke
ignore
too
it.
much. So sometimes I don't know when to take it seriously. This is the problem. That's the next dilemma. You joke too much. So when it's time to take it seriously, I don't know if you're playing a game or not.
To be honest, is it a thing? Is it a thing to joke too much?
It's not. If you want to be a clown, that's fine.
I don't really mind being a clown for the purpose of me being a clown in this show.
I bet,
There's
but
no
the
other
thing is-
clowns on this show, apparently.
I hear you, but you should cut your clownery when it comes to actual
I hear what you're
information.
saying.
No, you don't hear. I haven't finished my sentence. You should cut your clownery when it's things that you actually want me to get onto.
Yeah.
Because you play too much. That when you said, "Oh no, I'm just waiting for Emmanuel," I was like, "No, it's fine. We can read it."
Yeah.
But you should have said, "No. This, you should have just muted it quickly and told me."
Where's this team player stuff got to?
In my ass. Okay, no more. I'll be honest with you. I don't think I want to bother read. I don't know what the last two about.
The last two, I literally just
Do
read
the song a bit more.
A bit more, yeah. A bit
All
more.
right, let's go with it, Iman. You do it. Give me the rest.
So what?
Be a
Alright,
team
cool.
player.
My uncle's,
Just said you play too much.
you can't help it.
It's so sad. This is racist. I couldn't throw this at you. I'd get cancelled.
So my uncle's new girlfriend is on me. I can't lie, she's lame, and I'll smoke her boots off. but she's too old for me, and I can't do that to my.
That's the
uncle.
problem.
You can't do it to his uncle though, like you were saying.
Do you know fair? I haven't had that today, so that's positive.
How do I break the news to my uncle that his girlfriend wants to chop me? Because I'm scared that he might not believe me and think I'm living in a fantasy.
So his issue, when she came onto him, if he didn't think she was too old for him, he would have had sex with her. And so now that he doesn't want her, he's like, now how do I go and break up this happy marriage?
No, but he said and I can't do this to my uncle.
Fair.
So
I've talked a lot today. I'm gonna let you and Rob do this one because I'm so tired.
yeah, Black Rob. How should a man proceed?
Wear a wire.
Is it?
Wait a while.
Wear a wire.
Why, you know?
No,
You might get the changes.
I wouldn't tell him. I wouldn't tell him.
You wouldn't tell him?
Because actually, it depends on if you know if you reckon he would believe you. Because yeah, I don't know. you have to catch her out, wear a wire or something. Get your Ring camera, put it in your room. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe just mind your business, man. Because the reality is, yeah, because look, at the end of the day, she can't chop you unless you chop her. You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes two. So just leave them to their own fate.
You might be the red pill savior.
How you can look for a savior? Don't you have one already? The Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Not for the red pill. They don't.
Jesus can't save them. If there's anybody that can save them, it's Jesus. Only Jesus can. Only Jesus can.
But Jesus is not there trying to humble women, isn't it?
Word.
But them red pill saviors, they will do it in a tactful manner. And you might be the guy.
Can you imagine?
Well,
Can you imagine?
So
of all the roles.
I want to humble women. Well, how about humbling women in this?
I didn't even go that part.
That's the dangerous part.
That was crazy.
Yeah, man, mind your business, man. Leave her alone and let your uncle live in his fairy tale world, man. He's old as well, innit? So he's seen life, man. You know what I'm saying? You can get another one.
Next.
And the last one. Hey, guys. I messaged the other day, but I don't think you read out my dilemma. Here it is. It was my girl's best friend's birthday. Sorry, it was my girl best friend. So his best friend's a girl, right?
Okay. Who's a girl best friend? Everyone says female best friend.
Okay.
Trying to confuse us.
You don't use that word anymore.
You do if you say what the female is. You can't just say female. Female what? Female goat, female hen, female dog.
Female best friend is fine?
Yes, because it says there's something that comes after the female.
Best friend?
Female is a prefix. Female cannot just be all you call a person.
All right.
Anyway.
Yes.
If you say I had a female doctor, makes sense. I had a female lawyer, makes sense. If you say I had a doctor, she's female. No, she's a woman. Because female humans are women. Brent, I'm not doing this with you today.
You just did that. You just flipped it around.
I spoke English. Do you say your parents are English teachers?
So you I just want to get this right. You can't say I have a doctor who's a female, but you can say I have a female doctor.
Yeah, because female is what describes what comes after that. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm going to send you some videos of why you shouldn't call women female.
But I'm saying that.
I'm tired. I'm genuinely tired.
Today's just a dilemma day.
I can't feel anything. Like, I have nothing else left to give. And I genuinely feel that inside of me.
Well, good thing it's Friday.
This last
Don't
one.
matter. It doesn't mean I want to even work to my bone.
Yeah, true.
What more do you want from me?
Literally.
I am delivered. Was that a thing or was that
Black Rob?
He said it was Eddie.
on. This last person,
cool.
please.
Hey guys, I messaged the other day, but I don't think you read out my dilemma. Here it is. It was my girl best friend's birthday the other day, and I bought her a CLA.
Ooh.
A car.
Yes. She had a rundown car for 10 years.
That's so lovely.
And I do well for myself financially.
I hope he hasn't got a girlfriend. Not my man.
She's been my friend for over 20 years. But now, apparently, her boyfriend wants to fight me for whatever reason.
As it should. Brent, put AC on, please.
Matt said whatever reason.
Whatever reason.
Behave yourself. All right, anyway.
He got her spa day. This man got her whole vehicle set for whatever reason. Them dead roses and stupid balloons in a hotel room.
Can you imagine?
He got a car. He said for whatever reason.
He says next, I don't even think I've crossed a line or a boundary. So the line or a boundary. Whatever you want to use to draw a perimeter,
I did nothing. He's innocent party in all of this.
And now it's awkward because I want to see her, but I'm scared if I do see her, her boyfriend might be there. I want to square it out with me, which I'm not prepared for. Listen to the next line. My wife didn't see it as a...
Nah, you're mocking it.
His what?
My wife didn't see it as that deep.
Do you know, fair though? She might have a defender. Fair. Because I'll be honest with you, my boyfriend can never get his female best friend a car that's better than my current vehicle. So fair. Maybe they are that rich. You know, it sounds like rich people problems. I don't think I'm in that tax bracket yet. This sounds like rich people problems.
For real,
You know what you should do? You should buy the boyfriend a car as well. Just mind
If you got your girl best friend a white one, get her
shake his hand.
one.
You know, like when your uncle shakes your hand and give you money. Shake his hand and give him the keys. I heard you were crying. Here's a car for you too.
He will be on Discord from A&E.
I'm telling
Just combobulated. Small boy, here's a car for you too.
Oh my gosh.
That would be too much. Oh,
What?
gosh. Nah, you people are living funny lives, man. I'm telling you.
That's hilarious.
This is insane.
Imagine any suggestions of what to do?
What?
Any suggestions? Also, why did you take the car? This is my thing with relationships sometimes. It's like, you must know your partner. Mind you, though, it depends what kind of boyfriend she has. If she's got a good-for-nothing boyfriend that only costs her money, of course I'm taking the car. Some girl tweeted yesterday, I don't know if anyone saw it, that her boyfriend, her ex now, must have crashed her car. She was fuming. She was like, why would this goat think he can take my keys without my permission when I was sleeping? And now he's crashed my car. And people were like, how do you talk about your man like this? She was like, ex. She was like, he's my ex because it's going to cost me $4,000 to fix the car. Anyway.
That's insane.
Do you think that's crossing the boundary though? Yeah. But is it only crossing the boundary if the other person can't afford it? That's what I think it is crossing the boundary.
And that's the thing though, like applying the right context, yeah. He's got a wife. He's not pursuing her. You know what I'm saying? But could this
is he though? People cheat every day.
20-year friendship though. He's got a lot. He's had time to pursue her.
Let us know if you guys have ever slept together or ever kissed. People love to do, we've been friends for 50 years.
You know what? Tell us.
And they tell you, yeah, we had a relationship for about 10 years of that. But you know, things just didn't work out. When you asked him when they had a relationship, it was in the first year anniversary of his marriage. Crazy. You
know what? Another question though, to the women out there, right? If you're
keeping the car, yes.
Yeah, you keeping the car?
Yes.
Of course they're gonna keep it.
This is why, guys,
but to be fair though,
take that red pill.
You're crazy for that. No, but to be fair, it would depend on kind of friendship. My boyfriend wouldn't know any friend that I had that wasn't like that. And again, I think they're rich.
Yeah.
So if I had a rich, crazy friend like that, my boyfriend would be aware that I have a friend like that. However, though, if I was offered the car, before I start saying, oh my gosh, I got a new car, I would say to my boyfriend, oh, this person got me a new car. How do you feel about that?
Question.
Why would you?
I would pray that he's okay to it.
Esther, question.
Yeah.
If the boyfriend,
No.
if your boyfriend was not happy about it.
Sorry, Blacker, hold up. Why would you put it to your boyfriend?
Because he might feel insecure by it. If for example, I know that my boyfriend is not in a great financial position, and because again, because she was driving she was driving an old car, like a old car, whatever. I would imagine she's talked about wanting to get a new car many times. And really and truly, if you're in a good relationship, like your partner would want, that's something your partner would desire to get for you. So if I know that it's something that if he had the means to, he would have done it for me, I do care about how this makes you feel, that you haven't been able to do something for me and a random friend has done that for me. I do care about that.
But if you know who your boyfriend is, you wouldn't even put that to him.
Yes, but you know what it is though? There is that, but I just like to live on... There's nothing wrong with double checking. It costs me nothing to double check. Of course, I pray he has the right answers. But if he's not someone as well that would... Like you said, I know how he is. So say he's not someone that would have ever minded, but for whatever reason he minds, we have to investigate this. We'll keep the car there. I won't return the keys yet. We're going to investigate this.
I'm now picturing me in the situation when
Yeah.
you've come to me, you know that I don't have the money to do that for you. And I would love to do that if I did have the money.
Yeah.
And you've come to me and you've put this to me. That your best friend is about to get you up.
No, he's already got it, Brent. It's downstairs.
Lovely. And you
'Cause
now
that's a
said,
different
is it
scenario.
okay for me to hold on to this?
It's got a bow on it too.
I now have to
Love
basically say yes or no. If I say no, what are you feeling then?
Let's talk about it.
You see?
We have to talk
That's why I
about it.
asked, why would you even put it to him?
No, but-
If it is that you knew that he would feel a particular way, why bring it up? Just say
'Cause
no,
he
thank
might
you.
not.
Thank you, but no thank you. And just keep it moving.
I hear what you're saying, but I don't think there's anything wrong. It costs nothing for me to ask you how you feel about this new present I have.
But when
Like,
you ask
'cause I'm not
before you
asking
get it
him-
rather than...
Sorry?
Wouldn't you ask your boyfriend's opinion before you accept it rather than like accepting it and then just telling them after the fact?
Nah,
Yeah,
I'm
so
not-
when
even that for me, no.
No,
I'm saying
yeah.
you know how your boyfriend's set.
Yeah.
Right? And you know that he will find it difficult to say no to you because he knows how much it is that you would benefit from this.
Yeah.
Right? But he will feel a way because he can't provide it for you.
Yeah.
So if you know that that's how he's set, why give him that opportunity?
Because I think it's worse for me to just hop in the car and say, hop in, babe, we're going shopping.
No. Say no.
Sorry, that's not an option. What are you talking about?
There we go.
What do you mean, there we go, as if it was a mystery you solved?
There we go.
You didn't solve a mystery, both of you.
There we
You
go.
move like Scooby-Doo and the gang. Y'all didn't solve no mystery. If I get a present, if my boyfriend says to me that, oh, this makes me feel very uncomfortable, and we talk about it, and I can see that's going to cause a friction in my relationship, if the relationship is one I want to hold on to, then I'll let the car go. But I put you better, but you will buy me a car though.
Don't we have to be considerate of our partner's feelings?
Yes, and you should consider mine. I've been driving an old car and I've been given a new car. What are you talking about here?
Wow.
We both have to be considerate.
Wow.
But I also, no, don't wow me before I throw something heavy at your head. Don't wow me, because I also said if it's something that is going to cause friction in a relationship, I'm not going to keep the car.
I wouldn't look to spend time talking to somebody at work that I know my wife or my girlfriend is not happy with me spending time with that person. I wouldn't be liking her pictures. I wouldn't be, even if she's my friend.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that because I know. I wouldn't even come to say, can I basically spend time with... No, I know that you don't
but that's
like this
different
woman.
though.
But how is it different?
It's that's different. That's an ongoing, like, this is someone who before I got my boyfriend was already in my life. This person was in my life before you were. You would have been around the person, you've seen the person, like, you know the person's got a wife. It's not coming from a spiteful place. If I come home and say some guy at work who I've been friendly with just got me a car, I would say no on the spot there. But this is a friend of mine that's been in my life for 20 years, and you know, we would have a relationship with this person as well, has gotten me a gift for my birthday, something that is a need of mine. Maybe I've been saving for it, or whatever the case might be. I'm doing a great thing by considering your feelings, but just because I'm considering your feelings doesn't mean you get to lord those feelings over me. It's not a stranger. That's different.
I find this interesting only because we were talking about the red pill conversation just before,
Yeah.
right? Is it a lack of connection or understanding as to how men feel and how they are supposed to see themselves in the mirror in a relationship? Because he's supposed to be your provider.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Do you
though,
understand?
yeah,
And even if it is that he doesn't have the money, he will still feel as though he should be the one getting you that car.
I'm not dismissing how he
But
feels.
but
just because you feel like that doesn't make it right.
His mind is wired like that.
Yeah, but
Don't even present him with the opportunity, the option to
what
say
does
yes or no.
What does understanding what a man's mind is wired like look like? It means like him getting his way.
His way?
Yes, it is his
No,
way.
it means being
I can't keep the
considerate.
car because you don't feel, because I can't keep the car because you can't afford to give me a car.
Are you fighting for this car real bad?
No, no. It's not. Listen, it's not about the car at this
my
point.
female friend.
Yes.
Sorry. If
No, you said that right, a
friend who
female
is
friend.
a woman, right?
whatever.
She looks to basically give me a watch or a chain, a pendant that cost, I don't know, 10 bags.
Yeah.
Right? For my birthday. And you happen to basically give me what you can afford.
Yeah.
And I'm rocking this every single day.
Yeah.
Right? It's now my main piece on my neck. Are you going to feel away?
No.
Oh, then cool.
And
That's why you're saying what you're saying.
But that's when I talk about these things, I'm putting myself in the shoes. That's what I say. When it even comes to the man thing, I understand how you feel. Me coming to you is to understand how you're feeling. But just because I understand how you're feeling, and just because you're feeling how you're feeling, doesn't mean that I shouldn't be able to have the things I want to have because of how you're feeling. Respectfully, if you can't afford to give your partner something, if you can't afford to buy your partner something, and someone who's in their life that you know, that you are aware of, that you also have some form of relationship with, you know what the relationship is. It's not an inappropriate relationship. It's nothing like that. And they've been able to get that gift. Forget that it's even a best friend of however many years. If you can't, not everything your partner receives is something that you are able to afford or you even think is important. But your partner shouldn't have to decline gifts throughout their lives because you can't afford it. So that means, because we've had these scenarios when people talk about their dad bought them a car or what the case was, and the partner can't buy them a car. So because my husband can't afford to buy me a car, but my father buys me a car, I should decline the car. But you can't afford to buy me the car.
Fair. I don't understand what you're saying.
The reality is that it is... Like, I understand how you feel, but the reality of the situation is that it's your insecurity. And certain insecurities you've got to work out on your own. I can understand how you feel. I can empathize. No, wait, what?
You got to do the work.
No, I can understand how you feel. I can empathize with how you're feeling. However, though, deep down, that is still an insecurity that you need to sort out.
Yeah.
I can't go around the world not accepting things because you're never able to afford it. What kind of life are we living then?
Fair. I think I'm with you. Can I change the Carter's different things to see where you draw the line? Can I have permission?
If it's a house, I'm moving in.
So house you're fine. Mortgage payment you're fine.
Do you know what it is about me? I think the reason why these things for me are not the thing, because I don't look... The reasons why I want a partner, the reasons why I want a husband, the reasons why I want a boyfriend is not for provision. So if you can't do something for me, it's not the end of the world that you can't do it for me. Like, your value to me is not based on just what you can provide for me. If my partner, say, for example, this is my situation, and what it was my friend got me a car, but my partner got me like a spa day, wherever the case is, that still means so much to me.
Can I jump in?
Yeah, go on.
But then I also think it does play a big part that it's another man that's 20-year relationship, the same age as you. If it was probably a female friend, he probably wouldn't have minded as much. If it was like auntie or maybe if it's, I think it's the fact that it's another man that's the same age as you. That's it adds an extra element to why he may feel that way.
I get you, but that's why I have an issue with that, because my thing is, if you're going to feel away, you should feel away if my female best friend gets it for me then, because it is still something that somebody got for me that you weren't able to afford. I don't date men who feel... I can't deal with the inferiority complex. I can't deal with the insecurity. I personally cannot deal with these things. If you feel a way that someone has gotten me something that you can't afford, you should feel like that, whether it's my mum that got it for me, whether it's my brother that got it for me, whether it's my female best friend that got it for me, whether it's my male best friend, whoever gets it for me, your insecurity should be that you can't provide that for me. Your insecurity shouldn't be that as a man in your life, I should be the only one providing for me. I don't believe in that.
I think it's a combination of
But
both.
when we have discussions about stuff like this, and the other way around, and then there's women may have irrational insecurity, or rational insecurities about something. It's not for us to tell them, hey, why you should be insecure, what you should or shouldn't be insecure about. It's for us to listen to what their concerns are and then act accordingly, rather than tell them this is what you should or shouldn't be insecure about.
What's acting accordingly? What does that look like? Because I don't believe... everyone has insecurities. You're absolutely right about that. People have rational insecurities.
Yeah.
They have irrational insecurities. However, though, I don't believe in my insecurities making anybody's life, whether that's my family, my friend, my partner, whatever the case is, I don't believe in my insecurities making other people's lives a burden. When we have conversations about insecurities, your insecurities are not things that you're just meant to accept about yourself and just live and just make that everyone else's burden. What are you doing about your insecurities? So I get what you're saying. I think it's one thing to dismiss someone's insecurities, and I wouldn't be dismissing my partner's insecurities. However, though, moving forward, what do we do about these insecurities? Because if every time I'm gifted something that you can't afford, that's a problem. Whether it's a car, whether it's a watch, whether it's a spa day, wherever the case might be, whether it's a meal, wherever the case, like with insecurities, typically there's no threshold for the value that will ignite someone's insecurity. It could be a thing where I've wanted to go to this restaurant and he can't afford to take us there. But one of my best friends is like, oh, actually, I'm going to the restaurant tomorrow. Do you want to come? I go then. Your insecurity will make you have an issue with that. So while I understand your insecurities, we cannot... Personally, I work on my insecurities, and I make a point to make sure that my insecurities doesn't show up in my relationships in ways that makes my partner feel uncomfortable, or that makes him feel like he has to do this. You have to work on your insecurities. I can't live forever with insecurities that you've just said, oh, it's part of me, and you have to just accept it.
You know, I think we should reframe this as well, because I don't actually think this is even an insecurity. Even if I had the piece to buy the car and then another man buys the car, I'll be like, what's going on here? And it wouldn't have anything to do with even if I could or couldn't afford it. Even if I could afford it, and there's another man that's her best friend of 20 years is buying her car, I would be like, I feel like there's been a boundary that's been overstepped a little bit, even if I could afford it. So I wouldn't even class this as insecurity. And then also, you said that you shouldn't, your insecurities, you shouldn't be responsible for, you should take into consideration your partner's insecurities. But I think earlier we were talking about how like, you'd accept it, but then you'd have the conversation with your partner. But that's almost being a bit more dismissive I've made the decision already, but I want to talk to you about your feelings because I know you feel bad about it. That sounds a bit...
I don't think so. I think being dismissive is me taking the car and saying, oh, how do you feel about it? And it says, I'm upset. Like, oh, well, that's tough. That's
but that's kind of what it's saying if you've already made the decision without...
We can't say someone is being dismissive of something because you're not getting the result that you fucking want. That's not how dismissiveness works. That is not how dismissive. I'm not swearing at you, by the way. I'm just taking the whole conversation. So it's not personal at you. You can't say someone's being dismissive. It's like when people say you're not taking accountability. You're not taking You don't think I'm taking accountability because I haven't said the exact words that you think you want to hear. Me saying if I said to my partner, you're uncomfortable by this, well, tough. You have to get over it and work over your insecurity. That's me being dismissive. Being dismissive, also knowing that my partner would have liked to get this from me, or whatever the case might be, or he feels like a boundary is broken. And I dismiss that. It's not dismissive that I've even come to you to say, oh, by the way, this person offered me how do you feel about it? And then we can have a conversation about it. But just because you feel hurt that someone's giving me something that you didn't give me, whether you can afford or not, yeah, that's right. Let's move out the affordability. Someone got me something that you didn't get me, and so you're upset by that. And I'm saying, okay, well, let's have a conversation about it. That isn't me being dismissive.
But do you think it's more so? It's because to me, it's the man might be upset that he wasn't able to provide that thing for you, but I think he's also upset because another man is trying to overstep and disrespect him.
But that's the thing that I feel like that's where I'm stuck on as well, because my thing is that's why I gave different examples where. Okay, in this scenario, it's a car. In other scenarios, in relationships where this is not the wealth, because people that are wealthy give themselves expensive presents. Yeah. So let's forget it's a car. Okay. It could be a handbag. It could be a trip. Okay, let's forget trip. Actually, that's different. That's different. But it could be like a spa day. It could be not a spa day just for just me and the person. A spa day for me. Yeah. But again, that's why I brought up even a restaurant. It could be it could be an expensive restaurant the person can't afford. So it's not the value of that thing. And that's why I say that with different friendship groups, presents look differently. Do you get what I mean? There's friends that gift. My birthday last year, I was gifted a staycation. It cost them a lot of money to take me on a staycation. In some other friendship groups, that's not what they're giving. That's not what they can do, or whatever the case might be. Do you get what I mean? I've had friends I've given just a bottle of Prosecco to. I've had friends I've given shoes to. I've had friends I've given bags to. It all depends. Do you get what I mean? So it's not a thing where I think the boundary thing. I don't think that's breaking the boundary depending on your tax bracket. That's what I'm getting with it.
Do you think it's also the type of gift though? Do you think it's the type of gift?
Yeah,
because the
type of gift.
Because the reality is, I think it kind of goes back to what Brent was saying. Yeah, it's particular things that a man is thinking. Yeah. When I'm with you, I'm providing this for you. You should only get this from me.
I think that's weird.
No, but I think it goes both
ways.
Can I chime in on that?
Because I'm so sorry. Sometimes people. So for example, right? Because Finan made a point, yeah.
Finan agrees with you, and he's a man. So I put the thing up.
I don't care about anyone. No, I'm not talking about. I know, but you didn't need to tell me the Finan. I don't care about that. I don't care if you agree with me. I don't care. I don't care. Big up Finan, but I don't. Not personal to you, Finan. I just don't. I'm not making the point I'm making to have a troop behind me that agrees
But
with
I
me.
didn't say that.
I don't care. So, Finan says, can you ask people if they would feel away if it was her brother? I see a 20-year friendship the same as family, but maybe... What's that?
Oh, that's something in your head.
Do you see the things I'm holding? This is yours. Finan says, I see a 20-year friendship the same as family, but maybe this is where some of us are different in our opinion. Yeah. Do you know another example? You know when people get married?
Yes.
Obviously, the traditional way is that when you get married, your husband's supposed to provide the house or whatever. There are people that get gifted houses.
Yeah.
So say, for example, my father, because I've actually seen people online as well, where their father has bought them something, and the partner has a problem with it.
Yeah.
Do you know the kind of partner I'm trying to have?
Yeah, but
Thank God we don't have to spend the money on the house then. Let's get
I think
what
that's
are we
different,
talking
though.
about? It's not different because
I'll tell you why.
it's not different because that's why I say I like what the question Finance brought up.
Yeah.
Because I have seen people online saying that, okay, they haven't bought their partner this, but but their dad has bought it for them.
Yeah.
Their brother has bought it for them. So, like another male figure in let's just say males, another male figure in their life has bought it for them. Would that be an issue then?
I think some of that is crazy to be.
No, but you say that, but for me,
I get what you're saying though.
that sounds as crazy as a 20-year friendship that you know about.
100%, I get it, but I you know what? First thing, Imi said something which I think is on point as well.
Yeah.
If it is that this man cared, he would have at least told the boyfriend first.
There is
this
that.
is what I want to do.
There's definitely
right?
that.
Secondly, I think it depends on the present, right? And also, again, I truly believe that in certain situations, there's certain things that a man wants to do for his woman, right?
Yeah.
And he should be allowed to do that, right? And when I say allow, I don't mean somebody else should allow him, but that is his responsibility, right?
But you say that, but technically the French allow the man to get the car.
Yeah, well, to some degree, yeah. Mind your own business. You got your own wife, and at the same time, it's reciprocal as well.
Yeah.
Because what if your woman, right, can't cook jollof rice, and I'm like, okay, cool. You know what? This friend of mine's always giving me jollof rice. I always compliment her food, all this sort of stuff. Even though you may just say, yeah, it's an insecurity to work on.
Yeah.
But what does work on look like? Is it to basically be like understanding I can never be as good as this, or work on to compete to make better jollof rice? What does that mean?
Let me put myself in that situation, right? Because the way I am, if I be like, oh, did she send one for me? If she doesn't send one for me, that's where I think there's a problem. I think, oh, she likes you. But my thing is, the insecurity, you working on that insecurity then is understand that this is harmless because that's someone that you know. And that's someone that's a friend of your husband's, and they know that this is something that he likes.
Yeah.
And you don't provide that for them. You
Yeah.
can't be everybody's everything. It's okay if there's certain things you can provide for your partner, and there's certain things that you can't. I can't live with this mindset of because you believe that you're the protector, you're the provider, you're the this, you're the that, you're the blah blah blah. So I can't accept things from anywhere else unless you give it to me. What kind of life is that?
It depends on what it is, though.
No,
It
but
really
I hear
does.
you saying that. But the thing is, different friendships, depending on how they live and how extravagant their lives are, has these things. The joke is the man's wife doesn't have a problem because him buying his friends a car is not that deep to them. So I understand that for somebody who a car is a big deal, is a big deal for them. Like it's something that you have to save for, whatever the case is. That's a big deal for them. But this guy bought a car without batting an eyelid, and his wife don't even care.
Yeah, because like you said, both of them got peas, isn't it? So it's nothing to them.
Exactly. But the thing is, I don't think, even forget the car now, I don't think that your life should be one where if your partner can afford something, you don't get to have it. I'm not a child.
I hear you,
I'm not a
100%.
dependent. I was raised that way, where if my parents can't buy me something, that's it. I'm not allowed to ask my friends for it. I'm not allowed to ask my friends' parents for it. I can't get it from outside because I was a total dependent on my parents. As a wife, as a grown woman, I am not a total dependent on my husband. It's okay if you can't afford something. It's okay for me to get it, for somebody else to give it to me. It's a gift. It's even better. I see the disrespect if it came from somebody that you did not know about. I see the disrespect if it's someone that you raise an eyebrow about, but you don't like me spending time with them. I see the disrespect if it's someone that you've actually said, I'm not comfortable with your friendship. I see the disrespect there. Absolutely, the friend should have told her partner and said, oh, this surprise I'm planning for her, blah, 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 and whatever else, I'm going to get her a car, blah, 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 so we don't get her 2 cars. But I don't think that the life you live should only be, you can't have nice things unless your partner can do it. Because again, we're talking about a car in this scenario. In other scenarios, it's a restaurant trip. In other scenarios, it's going to a concert. Your man couldn't get you an usher ticket, and so now what? Your friend can't go and get you an usher ticket. The same insecurity he would have about a car is the same insecurity that he would have about you going to see flipping Sabrina Carpenter.
About the things that it's more so about the things that I know that you really care about and need. That I believe.
But that is what relationships are about, though. Who would get you a present for your birthday? If it's not something that they know that you either you've always wanted, you've always needed, or you enjoy. But that is the concept of presents. So what's her best friend at 20 years supposed to get her? A tricycle.
No, something else.
To appease what?
It's a combination of who it is and what the present is. That's what that would dictate how he feels about it. The combination here is quite interesting. It's like I said, if the person was like a different person, maybe he wouldn't feel that type of way. The present was something different, but it's a combination of it being another male friend, same age, and then also the value of the present is the combination that makes him might feel the type of way. Different combinations will elicit different responses. So that's why I said that it may not be true for the usher ticket or food or whatever, or if it's from an uncle, or if it's because the combination dictates if a different intention can be perceived by the partner.
I do think that I think.
Can I chime in?
Who's it? Sorry, is that Christy?
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
Yeah, go on.
Who's this? Good morning.
Yeah, and I was saying, it's if the boyfriend's obviously known about their friendship for all these years, like Esther's saying. So the only thing this really comes down to is, from where it sounds, is the insecurity that he's got from his girlfriend receiving this gift. Which obviously we all have insecurity, that's normal, innit? But what I would say is he shouldn't be showing this insecurity to his girlfriend. He shouldn't be letting his girlfriend know that he's got this insecurity. Talking about he wants to fight the guy and all of those different things there. He shouldn't be showing that he can have it. I'm not saying he can't have it, but he shouldn't be showing it and reacting emotionally on it, acting emotionally like that. I don't think.
Would you appreciate
that,
though, Esther?
Do I think that's BS?
Because and him not looking to tell you what it is, keeping it to himself.
No, I'm not saying you can't look to tell her what it is and have a discussion. I'm saying the way he's reacting, it sounds like she's got the gift and he's a throw and wanting to fight the geezer. But you know that she's got a friend who's her best friend that she's had for 20 years, and it sounds like they've got money and the boyfriend probably hasn't. So I understand that he's gonna feel away. You know what I'm trying to say? Any man would feel away. I get it because I'm a man myself. But at the same time, you kind of have to look past that and you have to kind of use this situation to your advantage as well.
Do you know I disagree on that? Because I disagree because men, for the most part, are taught to placate to the insecurities of their partner in the interest of maintaining a good relationship.
Be considerate, you mean?
Be considerate. Yeah. So, honey, do I look fat in this? No, you don't.
Yeah, no,
honey,
no. But that's different, though.
You know what I mean?
That's different, though. Again, no. We're men, they're women. So, when in a few situations it's the other way around, why can't it be the same way? Okay, I may have an insecurity. As I said, I don't think it's an insecurity, but I may have an insecurity about X, Y. But then you're telling me, well, that's your problem. No,
suck it in. Suck it up. That's what I'm hearing. You know what I mean?
That's not what I said, though. What I'm saying is he can have a conversation with his girl and express how he feels. You know what I'm trying to say? Express how he feels, but the way he's gone about it just makes it scream at insecurity. You know what I'm trying to say? Even if, yo, babes, listen, I know you've had this friend for 20 years, and I just feel a bit funny about him buying the car. It's making me feel like he wants to do something, you guys have done something or whatever it may be. Give her the chance to put your mind at ease, then so to speak. Don't just laugh out and react and be all, oh, he's bought this car, he's taking a picture, he's trying to disrespect me, etc., etc. Because you might feel like that, but there's a possibility that you might be wrong.
Yeah, no, 100%. His response was bad. His response is bad. I agree with you on that. Yeah.
So that's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to say. You get me? And the next thing is, that's me personally, and I know about her 20-year friendship with this geezer. She's got a broke down car. I've probably got a broke down car. And my man's brought her a CLA. Me knowing how I move and I operate and pattern my relationships, when my girl comes home with that CLA, the first thing she's going to do is throw me the key like, babe, look, we got a CLA. You know what I'm trying to say? So
you're so mad. That's me,
You shouldn't make getting a gift, that's expensive that you can't afford, shouldn't make you feel like less of a man. And I feel like nowadays that's where a lot of times men are going wrong, because what you're doing is you're making the amount of money and making you providing your personality and your characteristics. You're more than that. We're more than that as human beings in general. As a man, you're not just here to protect, provide like some robot. Like we're more than that. You know what I'm trying to say? So you can't just say, "Well, I know what man is saying." Rick. I've been there. Like when I say I've been there, I mean I've been there when I was in a position where I weren't really working. My girls the one working and doing this, that, and the other. I felt away, but I never showed that then. I never showed it. Obviously, there was a reason why I was in that situation. She knew why that was. I know why that was. So obviously she was understanding, and you have to know your partner. But at the same time, she also like I said, knows her partner, so she knows that that's only going to be a temporary thing, and that will change. That ain't going to be an issue. But I understand that you will feel away. But when they're in a position where they can do, because I look at it as like we're one in the relationship. If someone's bought you a CLA, they bought us a CLA.
No,
You know what I'm trying to say?
Thank you. This is great.
Go
Question
on.
though, something as simple as rice, right? I love my best friend's
Jollof rice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you cook for me all the time. And you've come back home from work and you feel miserable. And you just want to be able to cook for me.
You're so annoying.
And I say, no.
You're so...
Let me go to Tracy's house for a second, please. That's me not being considerate. And it doesn't have to be a car.
I'm going home.
It doesn't have to be a
Just
car.
annoying. So you think because you lowered your voice a little bit,
just a plate of rice.
Usher looking ass, you think that changes everything?
Just a
You
plate
brought
of
up
rice.
you brought up a silly scenario that has nothing to do with anything. And you think because you said,
I've kind of been. I'm compromised now. I like every single move I make. I look to basically cater to women, right? I'm fine with that. Yeah, but there's nothing
wrong with that. But
more chances than not, like it's better for me.
yeah, but I'm not for. Yeah, but
it's less stress.
I'm not for men.
I'm not for men living like that. If I'm doing a lot, right?
I'm not for. No, wait. Sorry.
I'm not liking Instagram posts, right? I'm ignoring. In fact, I'm pushing people's girls' faces. Don't talk to me whilst I'm here.
Do you know what's so interesting? Yeah,
don't talk to me.
Men love to say that they don't mind doing these things for their women because it brings them.
I mind.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
They don't like doing these things. They don't mind doing these things for their women because it's peace. Is less stressful. I don't believe in a relationship like that. I don't ever want to be in a relationship where my partner just does things because he wants less stress and he doesn't understand why something bothers me. He doesn't care to understand things beyond what it is that I've said. I see it as a way of shutting somebody up, and I see that actually as being dismissive. That's no relationship because what happens 20 years from now, 25 years from that is that resentment builds. And I don't see what a healthy relationship you can possibly have where it is that you just want to pander to your partner, and that's all I'm hearing right now. Pause a second.
I love this point.
This thing of you saying that men are raised to just essentially pander to women.
I didn't say that.
You said you've chosen. Yeah, but that's how a lot of men are raised. And when we talked about these things, when Black was talking about being being
and I
considerate, blah blah blah. That's all pandering. I cannot tell you that. If I don't make jollof rice for you, I don't.
Monday morning we changing the whole show.
But
we've got permission. Imagine we're here.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure?
It took us 3 years, but we're here.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Because at the
we go burn this place down. Oh my gosh!
This guy.
These are jokes.
At the beginning of the show, Brent said that you weren't a team player, and then he spent the next 15 minutes having to turn it back. I think you are a team player, by the way. But
why did you do this?
Because he thought, I've upset her. I need to reel it in.
Black Rob, man. We were there. Just bye.
Sorry.
Bye. No, sorry. Your apologies mean nothing. Goodbye.
Oh man.
Keep pandering, guys. Don't listen to them. Keep pandering.
I'm gonna lock you off. Block his mic, sorry.
But it's interesting that everyone's got like these different opinions, man. Because I think it does boil down to how people see masculinity as well. But to me, was that Anubis that called up?
Yes.
All right, big up Anubis. Right, I hear what he's saying. But for me, it's not only how you respond to it, that matters. It's also knowing that potentially another man is overstepping and trying to disrespect you. I have a problem with that. You know
But how do you know that that's what's taking place?
How, what, sorry?
How do you know that he's trying to disrespect you?
But it could
You
be,
get me?
though.
Because
It could be. You know what I'm saying?
no, it's possible, but that's what I'm trying to say. That's why your reaction and your approach to it, that's very important, because if
100%.
you
100%.
show, like, because my man's talking about he wants to fight my man, you don't show that. You
Yeah.
don't show your girl that. You never show your girl insecurity when it comes to another man. That's what
Facts.
you don't. And that's what my man's done and done. You know what I'm trying to say? That's the point I was trying to make. And as far as the insecurities point, when it comes to men and women, obviously women personalize and internalize things. So with the example about the jollof rice one, obviously a woman's going to see that. She's going to start overthinking, and her thoughts are going to run away. Oh, they've been sleeping together for ages. She's going to get all bitchy, this, that, and the other. It's a bit different. If that was me and my girl couldn't make something that I liked, and I got a good female friend that could, I'm making my female friend teach my girl how to make it. And if she's been teaching my girl how to make it, and my girl can't make it, I'm going to say, babes, raw can't make it how it needs to be made. So here, whenever I want it, I'm just going to shout her, and that's just it. And that's just it.
And she'll
if you
make
feel
it for
like
us.
something else is going on, you need to get past that. However you choose to get past that. I'm not going to try and do things to make it worse. I'll try and help if I can, but I'm not going to stop getting this thing that I like getting from her. You're going to make that clear. You know what I'm saying? That's how I go about it.
Yeah, again, I think the way you're handling it makes sense, because obviously, like you're saying, you're involving her in it to be like, okay, cool, this is what the situation is. And plus, she's involving you when she's saying, oh, we've got a car. You know what I'm saying? But like I said to you, I think it's just down to, you know.
So, Emmanuel, everybody, have a great weekend. Bye.
I think it is down to, you know what I mean, like how the other thing that I mentioned, basically, you know what I mean, like the potential disrespect, because I do believe, men should be able to handle certain things in the same way I believe that women should handle certain things, innit? And when you start crossing them lines and trying to get those things from other people, you find yourself in some serious quandaries.
The only thing I would say though is, if he does know the best friend and he's probably known him for years, then he probably has a if they have a relationship, I don't know. But let's say they do have a relationship and he knows my man's personality and knows that, my man's trying to take the piss, then I would understand him wanting to fight him, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be able to, then it's just that you're trying to take the piss in a subtle way. I don't give how it looks. Me and you need to square up, kind of thing. You know what I'm trying to say? I would get that as well, to be fair. Other than that though, what I would do is I'll just pull him like attractive for a minute. I wouldn't make it be known to my girl that I'm gonna pull him. But whenever we're at somewhere, I'll just pull my bro, I'm attractive for a minute. Yo, the way after we done and I'll just let him know how I felt, and he give him a chance to explain himself and tell me where he's coming from. And if he's coming from a genuine place, I'm like, you know what, fam? Don't watch nothing. Mad respect, boom, boom, boom. You bought her a car, you made her happy. Matter of fact, you bought us a car. But we're living good, everything's blessed. Let's just keep getting. I'll go about it like that. I wouldn't jump the gun, don't get all emotional into my feelings, and you get me. I wouldn't do all of that.
Yeah.
Sorry, just so you're aware, she was always leaving. Sorry, as in Esther was always leaving at 10:30. I promised her that it would be an early finish. So we went over time. She gave us grace, so she didn't leave because Black Rob was speaking. Sorry, Brent. I said Brent. I meant Brent.
I told you.
I meant Brent.
We did it.
But yeah, cut that talk out, please. She didn't leave because she was vexed. Thank you very much. I do find it interesting. And I obviously, in my mind, I know everybody's different, right? In this dilemma that was put to us, obviously that guy had his own issues and whatnot, right? And Anubis is basically saying how it is that he should respond to that. I quickly moved away from that dilemma, and I was just looking at it from, a holistic point, and that's what I was talking to. And it's interesting because I am aware of how I move and I bite my tongue and I make sure and be considerate, not just with women, but with men also, right? Because I want to foster and keep that relationship. And if I know what people's triggers are, if I know what the insecurities are, I will do what I can do to mitigate how much I look to basically trigger them. Do you understand? So in my mind, if you're now married, right? Maybe the initial gift offer wouldn't bother, but then what's next? You know,
exactly.
If he or she needs something and the partner can't provide it, could it then be a don't worry, I'll go and ask such and such? In my mind, after a while, it will have a negative effect, a negative impact on that person.
Yeah.
You know? So if I know what my wife's insecurities are, I'm trying everything to not be the reason as to provoke that. You know?
100%. 100%.
That's
Relationships,
definitely true. But sometimes, though, I feel like, sometimes the best way to maintain a relationship is to let someone know that you are willing to trigger them if needs be. Because when you pander all the time, just pander all the time, and not being a yes man, but like just being safe all the time.
But
People can reach
is there a difference between pandering and being considerate? Because it's being conflated in my head.
Say that again, sorry.
Is there a difference between pandering and being considerate?
Is there a difference between pandering and being considerate? I think pandering, it becomes pandering, I think, when you're being considerate to that person's feelings more than your own on a consistent basis.
Emmanuel, I don't know. I mean, in marriage, what's the weighting?
That's a personal opinion.
What's the weighting with men and women? What's the weighting?
As in who's more considerate?
Yeah, in general, like.
Men are definitely more considerate. 1,000,000%.
Why do you say that?
But it's consistently though, no?
Say that again, sorry.
Isn't it consistent? Doesn't it reach that particular?
No. Yeah, we're more considerate, but I said it's being more considerate of their feelings more than we're considerate of our own. Like, for example, then, let's say my missus wants to do something, but I want to do something, yeah? But I know that what I want to do isn't that important. I'm not that bothered about it. What she wants to do is kind of important. She's been excited about it for a while. So if I decide that, let's do what you want to do, that wouldn't be pandering. That would be an example of considerate, in my opinion, because you've weighed up the two things. You get me? Even though you've gone with what she wants to do, it's not just because, you want to make her happy while you're doing it. That's a part of it, but it's also because what you want to do isn't as important and you don't mind doing it another time. Now, if I want to do something that I find important and my missus wants to do something that I find important, we're going to either do what I want to do, or you go do what you want to go do, and I'm going to go do what I want to do. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm speaking absent experience, isn't it? So that's why I asked Emmanuel. But I don't know, man. I think I'm not going to change. I think I'm going to continue being considerate.
No. That's what I'm trying to say. Again, like, being considerate is one thing, but
not
if
pandering.
Yeah, putting your feelings, because at the end of the day, you're a human being. You've got wants and needs. So if you're consistently putting those to the side, just so you can be come across or seem considerate and seem like a nice guy, nah.
But this is the tricky area, because in my mind, right, there's supposed to be sacrifice in relationships to work, right? This idea that
of course,
that you are just supposed to do everything that you want. That's
no. Again, though,
because
I just gave an example of
it becomes pandering
you want.
when it's more so favored to you, letting her do things that you don't want to do. Sorry, run that by me again, please, so I'm clear.
I think it becomes pandering if you're considering her feelings more than your own on a consistent basis.
All right, and any example that I think of, Emmanuel, again, please help me out, because I'm talking absent.
I'm talking from experience, by the way.
All right, so can I have some examples, please, because it helps me.
All right, then an example
of it becoming pandering.
Of it becoming well, I can't give an example of me pandering, but let me try and give an example of an ex-man pandering then. All right, then, boom. I had a brethren, yeah. He's got a girlfriend. I've got a girlfriend. From we've been growing up, it's always been the thing between the man and like, yo, your girl and my girl ain't supposed to be friends like that, exchanging numbers and all of that. That's dead. That's what the man have always done and whatever, whatnot. That's always just been known as well. So now I'm out the picture for a bit. You've made your girl and my girl become good friends and this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. When me and you know between the man them how it's supposed to go. Now you've pandered to your girl's feelings by making her get close to my girl. You get what I'm trying to say?
How did you get out of the picture?
Huh?
You said you were out of the picture for a bit.
Yeah. I went away in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah. So that's pandering because you know the reason why we have that thing where we don't make the man and girl link up and become more tight friends and all of that. You know the reason why. You know what I'm trying to say? And you've done that. Like, your girl doesn't need to be close and be tight or good friends with my girl. There isn't a need for that. So you've just done it because it's something that she wants. There ain't no importance to it. There ain't no nothing. You get me? There was an importance to why we don't do it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so that would be an example of pandering, in my opinion.
Can you give me an example of pandering, Emmanuel?
I like Tanuba's definition, you know. So I guess in the situation where something that would favor you, right? Because obviously there are going to be certain things that you prefer to do that she doesn't necessarily, for example, yeah. But let's just say, I don't know, she likes going shopping and she wants to have you with her. We're all fine with it. You like to go, I don't know, record shopping, but she don't really like to go record shopping. But every single time, you might cancel what you want to do to just do what she's doing because, you know, quality time matters, isn't it? So the quality time is always kind of on her terms where she wants it to be. That's pandering because it's consistently happening. Do you get what I'm saying?
I've got a good example.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Do you agree, Anubis?
Okay.
Say that again, sorry.
No, man. Don't worry. I'm not going to get you to repeat that, Emmanuel. Black Rob.
Yeah, I got a good example. For example, I think pandering is when you're. I just Googled this, like when you're seeking people's approval, but then you use. It's like it's almost a bit of. It says example is like a politician making promises that they intend to keep just to win the vote. So, for example, like if you're a producer of a show and you know the temperaments of all the people on your show, you may pander just to make sure that they're in good spirits so that the show can go on well.
So you allow certain things to run, basically.
My thing is basically, like, you know how they have that saying, happy wife, happy life? I think that's absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Because the thing, for me anyway, with women, like, their feelings change dramatically. The wind blows, their feelings change. Happiness is a feeling. They might be happy now. 10 minutes later, might not be happy. So if it's happy wife, happy life, you're always going to be jumping through hoops trying to make them happy. If your woman, 9 times out of 10, if your woman genuinely loves you and likes you, like their happiness comes from making you happy. They're like caterers, nurturers. They're like, you know, catering to their man kind of thing. So my motto is, if you're happy, she's happy.
Yep. It says pandering is self-serving and inauthentic, while being considerate is selfless and heartfelt.
Yes,
so it's all about intent as
well. Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes your missus might want to do something. You're looking at the long-term picture and effects. So you're considering how it's going to affect the whole picture, what might come from it, etc., etc. And so you talk her out of doing it. That's an example of action. Consider it, because you know that if she does it long term, it won't be as good for her as if she doesn't do it. Now, if you know all of these things and you still go along with her and let her do it, then you're pandering. You're not being genuine and honest. You're just pandering, letting her go along with it because you know that in this moment in time, she's going to be happy. But once she's done it, that happiness is gone. It's not going to last forever. So you pandered for short-term happiness. So once you start pandering, you're going to hunger. You have to keep doing it. This is why I'm saying you can do it at times, getting someone good to get something out of them or whatever. Like, yeah, use it if you need to, but don't just do it to do it so they can be like, oh, he's a nice guy, he's so considerate, is this, is that. Nah. Don't do that.
Black Rob, does your wife ever pander to you?
I wouldn't say she panders, but I would say she's considerate, and she knows I'm a straight shooter anyway. I'll get annoyed if she pandered to me. I'd rather hear her real opinion and stuff. We're actually quite blunt with each other.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm like. Pandering is dead. Like, if I know you got something just to make me happy, like, what's that? That's dead. I need you to say what.
Actually quite blunt, to be fair.
Long may your relationships flourish, lads. It sounds as though you found an equal match.
Yep.
I didn't sound very enthusiastic at all.
I said, yep.
I take back the long may it flourish. There, mine. All right, cool. Sorry, let me just put this up. Seeing it just popped up. I guess we can chop up part of this in the community thing.
What's that?
Let's have this as the last comment before we move on.
Okay. Dr. Amani says, I actually don't like happy wife, happy life. I think it will infantilize women if used the wrong way. We can manage our emotions and communicate.
Do you believe that, Emmanuel?
Part of it.
Why are you giggling? I'm talking about the last sentence.
Oh, no,
That's why I asked
absolutely not.
Did you say it or no?
Yeah, absolutely not.
You said they can't manage their
Absolutely
emotions?
not.
I thought I misheard.
No pandering.
But sorry.
No,
sorry.
I'm joking.
Anubis and Black Rob, do you agree with
I'm
that last
joking.
sentence?
Wait a minute, man. God damn.
Don't start pandering
You're
now.
trying to get me shot outside. No, do you know the thing is? I think, again, honestly, like most things in life, there's no like absolutes in it. Like some are horrible at it. You know what I'm saying? So somebody like Dr. Mann, he's probably done the work, like studied, etc. They can do those things, right? But a lot of women can't. But in the same way, men can't too. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things, man.
I don't like when people just assume because somebody has titles next to their name.
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
proficient at this thing, right? I'm not saying that Dr. Amani can't do this, or don't just assume that she can because she's a doctor.
No, it's more so because she said she can. Because she said we can, you know what I mean? So that's the only reason why. Not because of the title. Not because she said we can.
Why did she say that?
Because she said we
But
can.
that just means like, yeah, we could do it. You know? That's like, man, come on, we could do it.
Nah.
It's a rousing, you know.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, the reality is, in fact, let me see the comment again, Brent.
You have to double check to see if it is that she was saying that she can do it.
No, she definitely did. She said we can manage our emotions and communicate. This is why I like it when people say add the description of the communicate effectively at the end. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so you think she's messed up something there?
No, I'm just basically saying, like, I hear what she's saying though. But I didn't think she was going to go to the whole infantilized women part. You know what I'm saying? I thought, you know what, she's maybe agreeing with Anubis, innit? But I don't know why I did that. Always joking. Big up Dr. Amani, man. It's just jokes. It's Friday. But yeah, I hear it though. Because really, I guess what you're saying is, since we're all adults, talk to me straight. If you like something you don't like, say it to me. Don't do the whole roundabout, isn't it? You know what I'm saying?
That's a lie.
like it
Let's be
when
real.
No, but I think that's what she's saying.
I like
you know
when
what I mean?
human beings actually be like truthful about what they're
And you know what it is, though? It's sometimes, a lot of the time, it's how you say things. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. You get me? Especially with women, like you know, like that again, another saying.
You see?
Men like what they say, so women wear bracelets. Women like what they wear, so men turn. It's how you say it. Women, like you can get into a woman's head just by saying things a certain way. So you can be honest with her, but you can do it in a way that, you know, it's not judgmental or bitchy or spiteful or whatever.
I don't even think that's just a female specific thing. I think men also, you need to be mindful of how it is that you tell me stuff. I don't think it's just a female thing.
Yeah, but I think men can normally see through it though. Like, as a man, you can normally see when a woman's running game and just telling me what you want to hear.
Here you are. Look your
Like, a woman normally will run back to her friends. Oh, you know, he said this, he said that. And all of these things, and her friends been. Well, I happen to know that he's got a message somewhere, but you believe every word.
Brent, do you think you're more blunt with your criticism of E-Man than you are with Esther or Gina?
More blunt?
Yeah.
I say yes. Why?
Why is that?
I think because each person, I communicate with them differently. We have different relationships.
Okay, all right. No further questions.
Yeah, I'm seeing there's a lot of pandas in the chat. Big up Ed, man. Big up Life at Budge. You're not pandering today. I love it.
Do you think it's an issue that I have different communication?
No, I think it's
tactics
very
with each of
smart
them?
and astute.
Don't you speak to people differently based on the relationship that you have with them and how they like to basically communicate or how they understand certain things?
Yes,
It
but then also,
doesn't it,
but the thing is,
doesn't it make for better communication?
yeah, but 100%, you're right. But then the extrapolation that next step would be, on average, it's when you start making like gender specific assertions, and I know people don't like this, but if you take a cross section of your male friends and your female friends, do you have to double take how you like play in your mind how you want to say things, and be more precise in the language that you use?
I have to be more cognizant because I'm aware of the landscape. I'm aware of the external factors that are affecting the communication. So 100% I'm aware of this, and I will always basically look to adopt the best way forward in order to get her to understand, get Iman to understand, and get Gina to understand, and for them to understand me. And I would ask for the same thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
Take into consideration everything I've told you about me and what I am going through, so that when you're speaking to me, you don't look to trigger me. You understand? I think that's what friendship is supposed to be about, being considerate.
Yeah, that's true.
Totally.
That's definitely true.
But what else? And I said this again, but it's the threshold of being triggered seems to be like, for example, like I can only speak from my experience. The threshold of being triggered is higher for my male friends than my female friends. So I'm a bit more blunt, a bit more blasé with my talk. But yeah.
The thing is,
But with my female friends, I can communicate the same stuff, but I have to choose my words.
You just go about it different because of that's opposite side of intelligence that you're adapting to the people that you're speaking to. In my opinion, anyway.
And plus, like, we're men, right? I mean, the manosphere, we were talking about the red pill thing over there brought before, right? That's mad dangerous. Do you understand? And I'm not sure if we are as afraid of the consequences of the femisphere than we are of the that they are of the manosphere. Do you understand? Just because, for the virtue of us being men and they being women. Obviously, when you factor in the new gender and old gender, it becomes a bit difficult then, muddy the waters and everything. But from the very, very basic level, we can handle that kind of crap, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, these are just my thoughts, to be honest. I'm not looking to project anything onto you guys.
But the woman's sphere, you know what it is with women, yeah? Like, sisterhoods of, like, the sisterhoods we...
Is that a thing? Go on,
that's why we probably don't really fear it as much as fear the manosphere. Like, women...
Okay. Cut out.
No, I think he just paused. I think it's a dramatic...
Chrissy's there.
Okay. Good morning, Christy.
Hold up, let me just invite you to speak. Morning, Christy.
Morning.
How are you on your thoughts?
Hold on 1 second. Sorry, 1 second.
Cool. They're sending that email.
1 second, people.
I mean, you can talk.
Hello.
We're still here.
Yeah, I just wanted to hear that.
Yeah, we can hear
you. Black Rob, I agree with you certain times, but I feel like sometimes you want to be a smart aleck.
100%.
What did I do this time?
I feel like your commitment to being right in a debate is what drives your point. So then
I don't think this was a debate. I think this was a discussion. I don't think we were having a debate this time.
Debate, discussion, whatever. Tomato. I just feel like that tends to what happens. So you bring up the point, that question to ask to Brent about does he speak differently to Iman or whatever. I see what you're trying to do there.
100%.
What was I trying to do?
I dodged it. No way.
What was I trying to do?
But so I agree that yes, the way you would. I mean, men and women are different, so I don't really get this whole thing of, oh, but if it was men, we just talk to each other like this and we just take it because we know the repercussions. Okay, you're men, so talk to your men like that. I don't.
We're saying the same thing then. Yeah. Okay.
I don't understand.
So what was?
I don't understand where there needs to be an issue where if you're talking to me differently. But then again, obviously, when I speak, people say I speak aggressively. So
I'm trying to understand what the issue is because what you just responded back to me sounds like what I was saying. So we're agreeing.
Yeah, sounds like you agree with him.
No, I'm not. I didn't come on to disagree. I'm just saying. I would just more to make the point that I was just more so making a point with Blackroll specifically when he asked Brent that question. Again, I just came to say that.
Yeah, she wanted to point it out, and I
yes.
saw it from a mile away.
Yes, that's all. It's not.
Brent's a veteran though. He knows how to
maker.
parry.
And the thing is, you had such a fantastic, fruitful conversation with Esther today, and this is what you've continued to try to do. You understand? I like that kind of stuff. So I'll be mindful next time when I see you in the room waiting patiently. Don't worry about that. I get my leg back. Don't worry.
Well, Chrissy came on to tell me off, but then agreed with what I said.
Okay, well, I didn't come on to tell you off. I came off to say.
I saw what you did.
When you're trying to prove your point,
yeah,
I can see how it will come across.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So therefore, in your delivery.
Okay, yeah, I work on my delivery.
In your delivery, I can see how it would come across. You come across pompous. You do realize that.
Cerebral, bro.
So, and I feel like you come across pompous, and you lean into that.
He leans
into
his strengths, bro.
Exactly. Exactly.
One part is lacking. Come on.
We've met face to face. You know I'm not like this, really. It's content, baby.
Actually, I don't know if you're not like this, really. I don't know.
Nah, you don't. Maybe
I don't know.
Who knows?
I feel like you actually are.
Maybe I am. Maybe not.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much, you
community
members.
Yes.
I appreciate you greatly. Christy, love you. Anubis and Black Rob, love you too. Thank you very much for contributing. We are going to kick on and go into the wrap up. No, I'm joking. We just breeze through all the headlines and then go to the wrap up. Thank you very much. Later. All right. It looks like a good one, so we'll put that for next week. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Again, reminding people on Wednesday, 7 p.m, we're going to be having a community service, and we're going to be spoiling adolescence for you in a massive way. We've got the doctor coming in, so it can be a great one, and we've got another surprise, but I don't wanna drop that. And Dr. Manny has basically managed to get that over the line. So it's going to be a great episode. So make sure and tune in. But do not think you're coming there and complaining about us spoiling it. Watch Adolescence before Wednesday, or don't turn up and complain. Done.
All right, then. So, headlines, guys. Nigel Farage has called the behaviour of suspended Reform UK MP Rupert Lowe disgusting and contemptible in private WhatsApp messages that have now been seen and exposed by the BBC. In the messages, which were sent after Lowe criticised the Reform leader in a Daily Mail interview, Farage accused him of damaging the party just before elections. Reform has always denied that there was any connection between Lowe's suspension and his criticism of the party. In his Mail interview on the 5th of March, Lowe called Reform a protest party led by the Messiah. He was suspended on the 7th of March and reported to police over claims that he had made threats of violence against the party chairman, Zia Yusuf. Reform said it had also received allegations of bullying in Lowe's MP offices. Lowe strongly denies all of these allegations. He has since accused Farage, by the way, of a malicious witch hunt and being motivated to remove me because I dared to ask questions. Farage has insisted that the party was duty-bound to look into any allegations of wrongdoing. Next headline, and the US President Donald Trump has signed an executive order to dismantle the Department of Education, fulfilling a campaign pledge and a long-cherished goal of some conservatives. Accusing the agency of breathtaking failures, the Republican president vowed to return the money that it controls to individual states. Right? So this is what he's saying. He said, we're going to shut it down as quickly as possible, although the White House acknowledged that closing the agency outright would require an act of Congress. So again, guys, I keep saying, he's talking. Anyway, the move is already facing legal challenges from those seeking to block the agency's closure, as well as sweeping cuts to its staff announced last week. Surrounded by children seated at a school desk in the White House on Thursday, Trump said that the US spends more money on education by far than any other country. Yet, he added that the students rank near the bottom of the list. The White House stated that his administration would move to cut parts of the department that remain within legal boundaries. Next headline, trigger warning on this, people, trigger warning. So reports suggest that one of Stephen Lawrence's murderers now accepts being involved in attacking the black teenager. It's what the parole board has said. So David Norris was jailed for life in 2012 after he denied being part of the racist attack on the 18-year-old Stephen, who was stabbed to death by a gang of young white people in Eltham in South London. The parole board issued a decision on Thursday that Norris's parole hearing should be heard in public. He became eligible for parole in December after his minimum term expired. The parole board report says recent reports now suggest that he accepted he was present at the scene and punched the victim, but claims he did not wield the knife. He also does not accept that he holds racist views. The parole board does not describe the nature of the reports. And Norris and Gary Dobson, who were two of the original 5 prime suspects in the murder, were convicted under the law of joint enterprise, which allows people to be convicted of murder even if they did not inflict the fatal blow. The Met Police have consistently said that 6 people took part in the attack on Stephen. 3 other prime suspects, Luke Knight and the brothers Neil and Jamie Acorte, have never been convicted of the murder, and they've always denied it. Next headline, and you guys should remember, you know the former First Minister Nicola Sturgeon?
Yeah.
The one who was allowing people to change their gender, just need to tell your doctor, 3 months later get your certificate, and she later resigned. Her husband was caught up in a bunch of corruption, apparently. Yeah. She has now spoken of her relief after it was confirmed that she will face no action in the police Scotland investigation into SNP finances. The announcement came as her estranged husband, who's the ex-SNP chief executive, Peter Murrell, appeared at Edinburgh Sheriff Court charged with embezzlement. So he's taking basically all the blame. I'm not saying that it wasn't for him anyway, but just to be clear, he made no plea during the private hearing and was granted bail. Police also confirmed that the former SNP treasurer, Colin Beattie, was no longer under investigation. Making a statement outside of her Glasgow home, Miss Sturgeon said she had been told, I guess, that she was now completely in the clear. She told reporters, for almost 2 years, I've had this cloud of investigation hanging over me. I think it won't surprise anybody to hear me say that this has not been an easy experience. So to reach this point today is obviously something I am relieved about. The former First Minister also said, I have done nothing wrong, and I don't think there was ever a scrap of evidence that I had done anything wrong. Next headline, and Jeremy Hunt, the former Chancellor, has hit out at Brexiteers who inflated the economic benefits of the UK's departure from the European Union. Mr. Hunt, who voted Remain in 2016, criticised what he described as some of the more hyperbolic claims of some Brexit backers, which of course included former Tory PM Boris Johnson. But in a forward to a new report, Mr. Hunt also said that he believed many claims about the negative impact of Brexit on the economy were overly exaggerated, and the UK's departure had much less impact on British exports to the EU. The report by the Policy Exchange think tank said that the analysis of Brexit's impact had only looked at the fall of the volume of exports and had not considered its value. As an example, it said, while the number of vehicle exports are down 28% compared with 2019, the value of exports has only decreased by 2% in the same period. Mr. Hunt also called on the OBR, the Office for Budget Responsibility, to scrutinise the findings when they next update their models. but experts have urged caution on the report, saying that it was cherry-picking data. Next headlines, and 1 second. Europe's biggest military powers are drawing up plans to take on greater responsibilities for the continent's defense from the US, including the pitch to the Trump administration for a managed transfer over the next 5 to 10 years. Essentially, they're trying to work out a 5 to 10 year plan to replace the US in NATO, right? The discussions are an attempt to avoid the case of a unilateral US withdrawal from NATO, which is a fear sparked by President Donald Trump's repeated threats to weaken or walk away from the transatlantic alliance that has protected Europe for almost 8 decades. It didn't just protect Europe, it also protected America, but that's another discussion. The UK, France, Germany, and the Nordics are amongst the countries that engaged in informal but structured discussions, according to 4 European officials involved. Their aim is to come up with a plan to shift the financial and military burden to European capitals and present it to the US ahead of NATO's annual leaders summit in The Hague in June. The proposal would include firm commitments on increasing European defense spending and building up military capabilities in an effort to convince Trump to agree to a gradual handover that will allow the US to focus more on Asia. The US, which spends more on defense than all of the other NATO allies combined, is indispensable to European security. Next headline, trigger warning on this as well, people. Detectives deploying counter-terrorism tactics against London's most dangerous predators have secured more than 100 convictions in 20 months. The Met Police project ranked the worst male offenders targeting women and girls to transform the way that rape and sexual assault is investigated. Dramatic body-worn footage released on Thursday shows the moment that a child kidnapper, Adam Bailey, 39, was arrested. He snatched an 11-year-old girl on her way from primary school in West London. He then took her to his filthy home in Springway in Harrow, where he seriously sexually assaulted her. The victim escaped and was helped by neighbours who called officers in April last year. You know. He's only now been thingy. Last month, Bailey was sentenced to life with a minimum of 10 years behind bars for kidnap, false imprisonment, and sexual assault. The Met's intelligence unit uses the Cambridge Crime Harm Index to help draw up a V100 chart of domestic, sex, stalking and violent crime suspects, mirroring methods used by organised and anti-terror squads. That's basically how they're trying it. Last headline, and South Africa is actively engaging with the Trump administration to enhance its trade relationship with the United States, despite ongoing diplomatic tensions following the expulsion of its ambassador. Presidential spokesperson Vincent Magwenya stated on Thursday that the president, Cyril Ramaphosa, is committed to strengthening ties with Washington, particularly in trade. So he went on to say, equally, the president is keen that we look at the opportunity to research the relationship between South Africa and the United States, particularly on the trade front, where there are a lot of opportunities to expand the trade relationship. The DTIC, the South African Department of Trade, Industry and Competition, is leading efforts to review the range of tradable goods and identify new areas for economic collaboration. So he went on to say that the DTIC is leading the process to look at that basket of tradable goods and look at how we can expand it so that at an appropriate time, when we begin to have escalated engagements between ourselves and the Trump administration, we're able to also take a more forward-looking approach. And that is all for the headlines. However, there is something I do want to say. Heathrow Airport's closed all day. So I'm pretty sure if you're flying anyway, you would know this anyway. They would have told you. But just in case, tell people if they're meant to be flying that Heathrow Airport will be closed throughout Friday because there was a significant power outage linked to a fire at a nearby electrical substation that supplies it. So the airport, as you guys know, is the UK's busiest. They've warned of significant disruptions over the coming days as well, so bear that in mind, people, and told passengers not to travel under any circumstances until it reopens. So please spread the news about Heathrow Airport. And last thing I did want to mention, of course, if you can't make this, I hope that's because you're going to be in a community service, listening and contributing. But next Wednesday, 90s Baby's got that collaboration with the ACLT. The blood drive is going to be on the 26th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. There's going to be food, there's going to be music, there's going to be a meet and greet, all of that while you're actually donating blood. It's going to be in Brixton at Brixton's Blood Donation Centre. Turn up, man. Turn up. As you guys know, there's certain blood types. There's kind of, there's certain conditions, I should say, that's kind of predominantly affects us. You know what I'm saying? So it requires us to donate, man, and help out. Apparently, the RO subtype, let me go back. Blood donation is a lifeline for those facing emergencies or long-term illnesses like blood cancer and sickle cell. The RO subtype, mostly found in black donors, is vital for sickle cell warriors, but only 2% of UK donors are black. 2%, guys. So receiving blood from a matching donor reduces health complications and makes treatment safer. So if you can, Wednesday, 26th of March, 2025, go to 90s Babies Instagram, go to ACLT Charity Instagram. There's a link there. Sign up, book your appointment, and be there on time. If you're not there, it's because you're in the community service. You know what I'm saying? So,
you could go there and then come afterwards.
100%.
You could, whilst you're there, with the thing in your hand, you could be watching it.
True indeed. True indeed. But yeah, I guess we can go into the wrap up.
Yes.
All right, people. It's been a good show. One second, people. Sorry about this. It's been a good show. Appreciate you guys, as always, tuning in.
Do you know what your blood type is?
Black.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Pro-black, melanated, divine, God flow, all of that. Whatever synonym you want to use. What's your blood type?
I don't know, but I need to find out.
Yeah, neither do I, man.
I need to find out. Are you going to let people use your body for organs?
Hell no.
You want it all in the grave?
It won't be there, though.
Huh?
Yeah, you hear me? It won't be there. It won't be there. I can't die. What are you talking about? I ain't going nowhere.
Oh, God.
That's right.
So you're not an organ donor?
No, I'm not, you know.
Have you opted out? Because you have to opt out, right?
Yeah, I know. I feel like I have, at some point. I feel like I have. Yeah. What about you? You opted out?
Yes.
Why though?
I'm gonna reverse it. I'm gonna say that it's only for certain people. Blacks. Yeah, the blacks. But there is a stigma attached to sharing organs and sharing blood and stuff in the certain parts of the black community, right?
Yeah, why though?
I mean, certain cultures, they use blood for certain things, right?
Yeah, but not under those conditions, man. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've always wondered like why there is such a stigma, and obviously, it'd be good to basically have a topic of the day where we kind of break this down and stuff, and run through these reasons as to why it is that we don't do it.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Because I know we don't like to go to the hospital, we don't like to go to the doctor, and all that. So
that's true.
Maybe it's all connected.
It's also religious as well, though. I think sometimes.
Talk to me.
Look at Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, so what? Are they not allowed to give blood?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, besides though, they don't celebrate birthdays as well, but and those sort of things. But yeah, blood donations, dialysis, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, you're just gonna die, man.
So you're in heavy trouble if it is that you are in need of blood.
Yeah, you're done.
Whatever illness or circumstance you're in, and you're Jehovah's Witness. That is terrible, man. Do you know the reason behind it?
I think at some point I did, but I don't remember, to be honest with you.
Is it Jehovah's Witness one of those religions that you kind of just, I don't need space for that in my head?
No, I don't really do that, I think if there's a religion that black people find interesting, that they're involved in or whatever, I try to learn about it. You know what I mean? So yeah. Yeah, I know a bit about the, Jehovah's Witness, but I just can't remember that particular detail.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't remember. It's been a long time since I looked at that and had a debate with the Jehovah's Witness. You know what I mean? So, yes, again, guys, it's been an amazing show. Today we spoke about Nigel Farage and some of the issues in the Reform Party. We also spoke about Trump signing an executive order to dismantle the Department of Education. Of course, guys, just a reminder, it does require an act of Congress, to allow it to happen, but this is what he wants. Why? Because he's saying we spend so much money and still the kids are doing crap. We also spoke about the fact that David Norris, who's one of the animals who was responsible for Stephen Lawrence's murder, has now admitted to the parole board of his involvement, basically. You know what I'm saying? He punched Stephen Lawrence. He said he didn't wield the knife. He didn't do none of that stuff, but he says he was there and he punched him. Of course, he's not going to admit to that, innit? Also, we spoke about Nicola Sturgeon, the former first minister. She has now been vindicated and she's now relieved. She says it's got nothing to do with her. It was her ex-husband. Well, to be fair, she didn't say it was her ex-husband, but her ex-husband is being charged with embezzlement. We also spoke about Jeremy Hunt, who's the former chancellor, basically sending shots at all the Brexiteers, man, who inflated the economic benefits of the UK's departure from the EU. So Boris Johnson, Nigel Farage, all of those people who basically said that leaving would be better for us. We also spoke about the European military powers, the main nations, the UK, the France, Germany, the Nordic nations, all come together to work out a plan, a 5 to 10 year plan to replace America in NATO. Not too sure how they're going to do that because, like we mentioned, America contributes more than all of the rest of NATO combined. They need America. But if they've got somebody like Trump in power and potentially a J.D. Vance who may take over from him, you know what I'm saying, after that 4 years, you can't really count on them to remain in NATO, or at least have the same sort of role and contribute the same amount anyway. And we also spoke about the Metropolitan Police new project, which is basically trying to target the most dangerous predators to women, to girls, and basically arrest them ASAP, basically. And in the last 20 months, they have secured more than 100 convictions. And we also spoke about South Africa, actively engaging with the Trump administration to enhance a trade relationship with the US, even though they were threatened with certain things, sanctions, the USAID being removed. I don't know why we keep going back to the white man for assistance. Every day he shows you something, and every day you go back. Well done. Good for you. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. It's going to be a good... actually, no. On the weekend and today, it's thingy football, isn't it? European football. International, that's the one. International football. So, yeah, no Premier League stuff, I guess. Or actually, I think there is some women's football, though. Some big games, can't remember. You know what I'm saying? Big up the women. But yeah, there's going to be some European qualifiers. England should be taking on Albania today, I believe, 7:45. And that's pretty much it. I did want to mention quickly, you know what, I'll mention it quickly. Jamel Charlo, the former undisputed junior middleweight champion, who's a solid fighter, man. I think he only lost to Tony Harrison, but obviously he got that L reversed when he beat him, knocked him out in the rematch. But then obviously he lost to Canelo. But besides that, he's dominated 154. And he's been missing since he had the fight with Canelo, had the big payday, he's been enjoying life, but apparently he's coming back. You know what I'm saying? People are saying, you sure you want to come back? 154 is a different division now. You've been away for almost 2 years. But anyway, he's looking to come back. And also Clarissa Shields, who's the undisputed heavyweight boxing champion, the best female boxer of all time. She's recently been cleared of a marijuana violation after the Michigan Boxing Commission admitted a procedural error. Can you imagine? So the information was already out there. People starting to think, wait a minute, was Clarissa Shields cheating? Especially because she went up to heavyweight and, won. But yeah, long story short, the commission's statement cited a broken swab and potential condemnation as reasons for closing the case with no disciplinary action. They attributed a positive test to a broken swab placed on a potentially contaminated towel and a possible secondhand smoke exposure. Imagine. And yeah, that's basically what happened. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Brent, anything else you want to say?
Yes, just a reminder that on Wednesday, you should have already watched Adolescence because there will be a spoiler episode in the evening at 7 p.m. It's going to be a community service episode. Again, those who want to participate in the studio, please send me a DM on Discord or Instagram or shoot over an email. And the question from Davina on the screen says, why have you opted out of organ donation?
Tell us, Brent.
Well, she added you.
Yeah, afterwards.
No, but she has to add me so I can see it, though.
Yeah, if she asked me, I'll say it too. What's your rationale, my friend?
I think because when I heard the news that we had to opt out, you're now forcing me to now. Yeah. So
100%.
I want it on my terms. Don't just volunteer my bits and bobs.
100%.
Because remember I said I want to give it to special people, blacks. And there's no guarantee that that's going to happen, is it?
Facts.
If it is, I just don't look to say I want it on my terms. So that's why, as I said, yep, you ain't gonna be doing that over there. That's why. That's all. That's the only reason why. How about you, Emmanuel?
Yeah, pretty much the same thing, man.
Yep. Retweet, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Don't choose for me, man. Don't do that at all. Yeah.
Hey, would you give me your kidney?
Yeah, why not?
I'll give you my kidney.
You know what I'm saying?
But my kidneys have to be healthy, innit?
They have to be. So.
I would have to ask the doctor, right? Would I still be working at an optimal level? Right? If there's some sort of degradation, I have to basically pause. I have to pause. Because I don't know if it is you could be utilizing it to the best of your ability.
Yeah, of course I will, man.
I don't know. You would say that.
I'll be going gym. I'll be,
A new lease of life, yeah. Oh my God. Just imagine you giving some of your kidney, you see them drinking right
insane.
Next week. The next week.
Insane.
And then they'll be like, I have a problem. You know I had a problem. Why you know? Why you know give up to me?
Nah, no chance.
What else would you look to give?
Wherever I can.
What else can you? Can you give a lung?
I don't know, I don't know. That reminds me of that film. Remember that film? Is it called 7 pounds or something? Is it called 7 pounds?
Of flesh?
Yeah. No, but it's just called 7 pounds. I think it's Will Smith, basically.
Yes.
I might as well spoil it for the people. Because if you ain't watched it now, you ain't gonna watch it.
Crazy.
But basically, when he dies, wait a minute, did he commit suicide?
He did something.
He did something. But basically, he met certain people in his life, and he put it in, I don't know, let's just say the equivalent of a medical will, yeah? That certain parts will go to these people, innit? So I think when they came together to celebrate his life, they all saw each other with certain parts of it. You know what I'm saying? So one woman's there, maybe able to breathe, seeing a white man with Will Smith's eyes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and then just bonding over his sacrifice. It was a good film, man.
I think that's part of the religious thing where people think that when you give them something of you, you take something of them. Like it carries with them, innit?
Yeah.
That's so interesting though, if it is that actually happens. I don't think it does though.
You don't think so?
I don't think it does. I don't think there's any residual traits or characteristics that are left over in the organs. But I have heard stories of them acting different, and then when it did in the research, it's similar things, behavior patterns that the donor, exhibited.
Yep.
Which is interesting.
Yep.
Interesting. So if I can give you a kidney to, make you more proficient, that might be the reason why. Here you go, Emmanuel. Go gadget.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man.
I don't know if I'll give you an eye though, if that was possible.
But your eyes are not, you know what I mean?
I don't know what you mean. Since the laser surgery,
I keep forgetting you did that.
20. Are you crazy?
Well, was it one eye they did?
I can see through close.
This is why Brent doesn't look at anyone. Because he's very...
They was complaining, give me eye contact. I said, nope. Nope.
Hey, but some people got the... I don't know why I thought about this. You know Erykah Badu? You heard about her eyes?
As in tattooed?
No. She's got the eyes that just seduce you, innit?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
As in, you just don't look her in the eyes.
Because then you'd be
done. You'd be finished.
No, that's not.
You're ready to jump off a bridge.
Is she a witch?
No, she's just a black
Has she got
woman.
witch tendencies?
Nah, man.
Nobody's ever accused of being a witch.
Nope.
Just like swept off your feet. I have.
Is it?
Yeah, I only ask you that to basically say I have. Have you?
Do you want to tell the people what happened?
No. Have you?
No, I don't think just from. It's probably a combination, though, isn't it? Combination of the eyes plus the smile plus what the hell she's
Yeah,
saying.
smile's a big thing, you know.
100%. Them two there.
Smile's a big thing.
Once the two are in, you know what I mean, are working, then
In alignment, then
you know what I mean. It's a wrap.
100%. Smile's good. The little twinkle in the eyes. How about like freckles and stuff, like unique markers on their face.
Like what? You know what? Funny enough, please. If I forget, if I go off somewhere, just say ginger to bring me back.
Ginger.
Yeah.
Because all right, I will ginger.
But yeah, you see, look, Curtis Jackson. Well, to be fair,
Yes,
that sounds bad. She's not
Yes.
a witch.
That's what he said. I believe so.
But that you know that rumor's legit though.
That she's a witch.
No,
That's what I heard.
that her eyes.
That's hard. This is nonsense, man.
I'm typing eyes, Erica Badu or something.
I will see her eyes. That's what I will get as results.
All right, adding Q-tip. Because Q-tip... Honestly, man, Q-tip told a story once. He said, listen, I heard about this. So when I was working with her, I just never looked in her eyes.
She got them.
She got green eyes.
She got them lazy eyes as well, isn't it?
No, I don't think
The
so.
dreamy eyes, the sleepy eyes. That's what they call it, sleepy eyes.
And what, they hypnotize you? Or you mean-
No, they just look like she could be. Hey, are you awake?
No, not Erica Badu, you know. I
No?
don't think so, no.
Doesn't she have eyes like that female woman singer?
I think you say female singer. I don't get the rule either. You know what I mean? I thought female was fine.
Of course he did.
What do I know?
Where these eyes, man? I know, but Erica Badu's eyes. I don't know. This looks like there's trouble. Oh, no, look at this one.
All right, then.
That's like Osiris and them things there. Get me Egyptian things there.
Osiris. Oh, man.
I don't know if I'm getting swept off my people. It is alluring. I guess it's striking. But I've seen better, man.
But it's not even, but like most things though, like attraction, it's not how it looks, I think, in a picture. You know what I mean?
How it makes you feel
it's
in
in
real
motion.
life.
It's in motion.
In motion. Like when the eyelids just come up and you're like, bang.
All of that, man.
All of that.
Yep. A bunch of different things that affect your perspective.
Ginger.
All right then. So I was minding my business, as I do. You know what I'm saying? In fact, let me put a link in there so that. Are we gonna wrap up the show though? Or should we?
When you finish sharing the ginger story,
All right,
I wonder
then.
where this is going.
Let me just put that in the doc so you can play the clip. Ginger. But I wanted to hear people's opinion on this because the reason why I mentioned this is because you mentioned the whole thing about freckles, innit?
Yes.
People like that sort of stuff, innit?
Yes. Freckles are nice. They're different. You don't come across it all the time. Like, and
What
it's
colour
like,
are the freckles?
It's like constellations, so you want to just trace it, you know?
Yeah.
Play games and stuff
What color are the freckles?
whilst they're watching you. What?
What color are the freckles?
It depends on the person's face. It's normally more prominent on a lighter skinned person, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think them freckles typically come from the other side, innit?
The white side. So it reminds you of the white, you're saying?
I'm saying it's I guess. Oh, how do I say this? We should always aim to cancel the show on our terms, innit?
What?
I said we should always aim to cancel the show on our terms. We don't want to be cancelled. No, but essentially, yeah, them sort of things I don't really care for them things like
Freckles.
Yeah.
How about birthmarks?
I mean, if it's
Like
in a
beauty
place,
spots as well.
Yeah. If it's in a place that makes sense.
How do you mean?
When I say makes sense, but I don't know compliments the face with an E. You know what I mean? Then it's like, okay, cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I like difference. I think there's something beautiful in it being one of a kind or something I haven't seen before.
Yeah.
You know? There's
I
an
hear
extra charm for me when what's in front of me is just brand new to my experience. And I don't see freckles all over the gaff.
That's true. No, but to be fair though, there are a lot of black women.
You know, when you have those men or women who have the different pigment skin
Yeah.
What's
And
it
hair
called?
sometimes, isn't
Huh?
And hair sometimes.
Yeah. But when you have the it looks like a cow. A cow's.
Oh, vitiligo.
Yeah, I guess. Is that what it is?
I think so.
But you can see the contrast in their face.
I think so. I think that's what you're talking about. I'm not too sure. But you know, like a lot of things though, man, if the person's just naturally good looking, you know what I mean? Like you see it.
But if they're naturally good looking and they have that, it's even more striking. Like I got one of a kind.
Yeah, I hear you.
Do you understand? And that's why that gingers me. See what I did there?
All right then.
Full circle, man.
You know, I was looking, basically this clip here is from Tony. Yeah. I think that's
What did you call her?
Is her name Tony?
That's a lot of 20s.
What is it? Tony. Sorry, Tony. Or Tony Tone. That's it. That's it. Big up Tony Tone.
All the time. You just look at her book to see if you're right.
Yeah. To confirm. And she's got basically, people are just talking a bit reckless about her, but you know, big her up every time. Positive black woman, Yoruba woman too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm biased. But the conversation they were having was basically about how ginger men are basically what's it. You know what I mean? And I don't know, from the clip it looked like, were they speaking for black women? I'm being a bit naughty.
My theory about like ginger men love black women.
Ginger men love black women.
Men love black women down, right?
Down.
And my theory is linked to that because they have faced discrimination within their own community for being ginger. They've been made fun of. They've been picked at. Right? It contributed to like this
binds you together.
Mutual and obviously like it's very different levels of understanding because being
What the hell?
black is very different from being ginger, of course, especially in the UK.
There are roles to it. There are levels to it.
Yeah, there are levels to it. But it's like they get something. There's a little something there. There's a little something there. They get it. They're a little spicy. They get something.
Yeah, they get a little something. My partner is not ginger, but he does have a red streak in him.
Oh, so you see that red streak? You see what I'm talking about?
It comes out like his beard gets a little red sometimes when it's like in the light. I'll be looking at it and I'm like, oh my god, my kids are gonna be ginger.
I've never met a ginger man who hasn't found black women attractive. I'm just saying.
No, same.
The maths.
The math is my thing.
The math.
It's adding up.
This links to my theory about like ginger men.
All right then.
You had a problem with what she said about her husband.
No, I don't have a problem with nobody's choices and stuff. Not at all. Especially if it don't affect me. But I don't know. It just made me just like, you know what I mean? Yeah, because it kind of spoke to what we kind of spoke about in the show sometimes. You know what people are like? My child's hair is gonna be like, you know what I mean? Or this kind of the vibe it kind of gave me. You know what I mean?
Something that you don't agree with, so then it makes you feel a particular way.
No, it's not what I agree with. Forget all of that. It's more so just the whole conversation about what we talk about, the interracial colorism stuff and the things people do for particular things in other people. Do you know what I'm saying? So I chose this particular partner because of so and so, and I'm so happy that my child's gonna have a ginger. My child's gonna be ginger, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just I don't know. It just didn't sit well with me, but you know what I mean. She's happy, so you know I'm happy for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I believe you, man.
Panda.
But you don't have a problem with pandering, do you?
I mean, I think it depends, man. It depends. Sometimes you just need to say what needs to be said, man, so you can wrap up this thing, innit?
Did you watch that clip of the Nigerian mother?
Yeah. Oh, that was a lot.
She's Nigerian. Was she Nigerian?
Yeah, man. She's Nigerian, man.
And apparently,
should I get the clip for you?
Yeah. So that you have some context.
Yes.
And I wanted to get your take on that.
I think it was put into the into the community.
Serious?
Yeah. And Mr. Chichika said, I'll probably agree with the mum.
Oh, you?
Yeah.
That's where I saw it then. That's where I saw it. Let me just play this. 1
second, people. It's in the doc now, Brent. For context, we're gonna play the clip, people.
Night, you came over, made sure you ate, and then when you were finished, you expected me to take your plate.
In the Nigerian culture, you are supposed to take your mother-in-law's plate.
Yes.
If you know you want to marry my son,
have to
you are supposed to respect me.
Mom, can you?
No! Leave me alone!
What's the problem?
Stop it!
Wait,
Mom,
wait. Now.
No! Stop it! You have to respect me. I'm not your man. She has to respect me.
She respects
She
you.
has to take my plate.
Mom, listen.
Come on.
Hold on. No,
Listen to me. Listen to me. I don't want this.
Mom, listen. Mom, you just right now broke her heart.
She broke my heart too. Leave me alone.
Any other day.
Leave me alone. Don't be a whip for a woman.
I'm not being a wolf.
Ever.
I don't understand what's going on.
Just go.
Nonsense.
And I
It's nonsense. If you want to marry a Nigerian, you have to respect your elder.
There's a lot going on here, right?
Yeah, man.
Obviously, you resonate with "Don't be a wimp for a woman," right?
Yeah.
So what he was doing, was he being a wimp for a woman?
It depends on the context, though, man. It depends on the context. The mum was. You know what the thing is? Yeah, man. It's too much. Way too much. But I do think. You know what the thing is? In a lot of these situations, yeah, it's us, the kids, who are not doing certain things right. That's what I personally believe. I think sometimes it starts with us. We don't introduce the partner who's of a different culture to our culture properly. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think maybe the mum expected him to do what he should have done, and now she's taking it out on the girl for no reason. You know what I'm saying? And the girl's just trying to communicate. She's new to this. You know what I'm saying? She wants to be a part of the family, and I don't know. The man basically, I blame him. Put it that way. I blame him. The mum probably is. I don't want to use a particular word. She's probably like this in other areas of life, innit? She's very emotional and passionate about certain things. So this is not shocking, I think, to the family, right? But I think when it comes to marrying off your children, you care. It's a big thing in our culture, very big thing. And every mum always likes to say, "I want you to marry someone that I can look at as a daughter." You know what I'm saying? The thing that I would say to my daughter, I want to be able to say that to you. You know what I'm saying? And the thing I expect my daughter to do, I would expect you to do the same thing as well. And something as simple as taking the plate. Yeah. I don't know, man. I just feel like he just didn't do certain things right. But the way she handled it was very bad, man. Very bad. That's somebody else's daughter as well, you know? You know what I mean? You can't be talking to a grown adult like that, especially when she's sitting down talking to you calmly and just trying to reason with you. You know what I'm saying? But again, this is just a clip, so it potentially could be taken out of context. But I do feel like the guy, probably somewhere down the line, I blame him. I feel like he didn't have certain things patterned when he should have. You know what I'm saying? Introduce her. You know what I'm saying? Teach her how to greet. Teach her how to do certain things. You know what I mean? Like, give her the best chance, you know what I mean, at coming into the family and you know, making it work. But yeah, that's how I see it.
Maggie says, for context, the son was taking the mother's plate. Mummy insisted the daughter-in-law should take it, and it was Valentine's Day.
Okay. So Maggie agrees with, so it basically says the mum is bad for this, basically. But okay, cool. So for context, the son was taking the mum's plate. Okay, cool. And okay, cool. So when the mum insisted that the daughter-in-law takes it, what happened next though? Maggie, did you see the full clip? Like, what happened after that? And when you're mentioning Valentine's Day, is that the reason? Is that a reason for why he didn't want her to take the plate? Was it? I don't know. Maybe because Valentine's Day, let her have her feet up, sort of thing. Is that why you mentioned that part, or?
Based on her reaction, I kind of deduced that she doesn't like this woman anyway.
Yeah, but sometimes it's because of certain things, though. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not just out of it. Again, I'm trying to talk for somebody that is reasonable, innit? So if she's an unreasonable person, of course, it could be any damn stupid reason why she's behaving like that. But I'm assuming she's a reasonable person, right? And sometimes, of course, the cultural barrier is an issue, 100%. But I do believe a lot of women, Nigerian women, whatever, a lot of mothers, if they can connect with that woman Like they can see past it, especially if the son's happy. So I think the son hasn't done certain things to make it easier for that woman to come into the family. It seems like she just doesn't know certain things. But again, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know. But yeah, it just wasn't nice, man. She shouldn't be shouting at her like that at all. That's not nice at all, man. But yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Watch Adolescence over the weekend or on Monday or on Tuesday before you turn up to the community service episode on Wednesday evening.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Peace, people.
You know,